They're ready for you at the big desk.
Hello everyone, welcome to the close show. I'm your man Fahad. Sharif has obviously just finished the show. He'll be coming on and join after. But just to update you guys, I was on the midday show, learned how to trade. A lot of good stuff from Arun. If you didn't get to watch it, go back to the first hour and a half of the midday show. And Arun gave a lot of gems out, man. I learned a lot. I took it serious until the last 20 minutes, and I think I made $7 million profit. But anyways, yeah, let's check out the futures here real quick, man. The S&P 500 is up 0.10%, 0.11 as it's updating live in front of you. DJI 0.07. NASDAQ down 0.25%. That's a lot. The NY is almost flat. Then here in Toronto's down 0.12%. If we move on here to the sector watch, we're gonna see how the markets are looking. Yeah, how the markets are looking in totality in different sectors. Yo, this never works, bro. Is that a good word? That's a good word. I like that. Yeah. All right. In the technology part, you got a bunch of stocks here. Look, AMAT, I know about that one. That one's good. It's down, negative. It's a lot of red going on, but a lot of green in the middle. Let's focus on the greens. I don't like negatives, so let's go in the positives, right? Utilities, a bunch of stuff. Hey, AEP up 3%, AEE up 3.25%. Healthcare, a lot of green there as well. Only 2 red boxes really in this small one. DGX up 4%. I can't really see all the big ones. Finance off the bank still a big topic, but MS is down 2.5. AMP down 2.5 as well. So a lot of stuff you guys see here obviously can be bad, but can be good. Just focus on the greens. There's no reason to look at the reds. I don't want to hold you guys up too long. I don't know what I'm talking about. We have Neil about to review one of his trades from the morning. He did pretty well on it. I saw a little glimpse, so he'll talk about it. Make sure you learn from it. But yeah, Neil, what do we got on the trade of the day, Bob?
Welcome. Your trade of the day is always brought to you by Day Trade the World. It's going to be Silvergate, and this is an ode back to something that was happening in Bed Bath & Beyond, and a squeeze type name that might be going under. So I'm going to set this up. If you're trading Bed Bath & Beyond the last little bit, you've known since it cratered, we're taking short pops like every single day, just waiting for any kind of a move up and then sort of fade it. And you see what was happening in Silvergate. It essentially had the same trade above $2. It would spike to the top, and you could take the short wherever it happened to top out at previous resistance, and then just work the short. And would break the channel down, you just rinse and repeat. So breaks channel down here beneath $2. The first available pop is this like 175 level. That would have worked for you. Absolutely fantastic. It channels down again. The first pop isn't even there for you the next day. So there's not necessarily a trade every day, but you want that first fade in and then the reversal. Now, what happens when you get run over? Because you got to understand, there can always be news, right? So rumor, of course, today that SI was going to get potentially have someone picking up some assets, and it's just a rumor, but the market is going to react to it anyways. And let's see what happens here when we get into the trade, because I'm immediately looking at that first retracement level. It was at 150. You can see this here at $1.50. So I was already sitting waiting for it, and then we're in instantly and almost instantly blown out in the trade. That's when you sit back. It's like, okay, there's a little something going on here. We found out there was a rumor, and I said, okay, we'll sit it out the next 20 cents. You got to wait for the next big level up there at that 170 to 175. That's the only place that makes any sense to get in. At this point, you've been run over, and you've taken the L. No point in revenging it. Grab the short in that 170 to 75 range, but it plays back and holds the 150. So I do scramble out of the trade, which is actually good. Get out of the majority of the trade. We've made almost everything back. However, there's always a learning lesson here, because odds like it looks pretty good. Yeah, the second half of the trade's fine. But this is the real mistake. I'm going to be in this one and take the L almost no matter what, because that's what we're doing. We're sitting on the offer looking for that pump to the upside at our key price. But this was an actual decision after it's held a higher low to jump in and take the second short off that same price area. You don't have to take it the second time. It squeezes through. You grab the L. Then I'm waiting for $2. $2 was great and fantastic, giving you shorts back into 175. I didn't retake it till it failed higher, then jump back in at 2. It comes back into the 180. Again, allow it to fail the top. then short the consolidation back into the level. So it's a little bit more patience once you're breaking the top end of the range if you're looking for that short play. As always, holding a portion of it for the flush down beneath and the complete retracement. So the first one was going to be a hit no matter what you can do. You just got to be able to battle back from it and then re-enter the trade only where it makes sense. You want to be trading around key price areas. You don't want to just be trading every single move. It has to get somewhere that matters. That's why SI is your trade of the day. And these squeeze plays, they're always going to give you an opportunity. You just have to be patient with them. Check out the QR code below. Get your day trading journey started the right way with Day Trade the World. I think it's the first time.
What up? Okay, yeah, great trade there, Neil, as SI on the board one more time. And I think it's very important what Neil said there, is that, you know, the first part of the trade, the L, it's the second part. And you don't want to leave a trade just because you've taken a hit on your first position or your second position or anything like that. You want to sometimes be able to battle right back, and that's exactly what we're doing right now. So let's go. Let's get this energy going here for the closing show. And there it is one more time for Google. And again, like, here we go. We just continue the short all day, every day on Google right there. So we did take one piece out when it broke back above 105, but we're right back in that. And we still continue to hold this Google short right now. So there's where we got stopped out, but that's only on part of it, right? Short, stopped out of a piece, and then right back in now, right back. So we'll see if we can hold this. We got a decent position on here for Google to the downside. We got a decent position on for, now my charts are the other way around, for Amazon. And again, what we've been doing on Amazon is sort of more the same as well. Just shorting these tops every time we come up to here. So it's a short on Amazon. Well, my positions are there now. Okay, good. And then AMD the other way as well on the short. So yeah, man. So far, so good. Welcome back. It's been a good afternoon. I haven't traded too much other than the normal pieces there. Spoke to the wife. We talked about some Blue Jays. They named Alex Manoah opening day starter. So getting really excited for baseball coming through again. My daughter's got her schedule. I've got my coaching assignments and whatnot ready to rock and roll. Although it's all this weekend is going to be a hockey weekend for me as we wrap up the season. And of course, my daughter's in the finals, in the championship, and the other team has already messaged me and told me to tell.
The other team?
Yeah. Well,
because
it's just they want her to be very, very tired for tomorrow because she had the game on her stick last week and hit the post on a breakaway with 5 seconds left. If you believe it or not, she's 8 years old. Like crazy beast of a
top shelf
of a thing there, top shelf. Yeah, next time. Yeah, she's working on raising, so she's got to get a little bit better at that. But yeah, this market is kind of
so
flat.
Something just happened. So I don't know if you guys were all watching the midday show. Sharif with the long and meta. I was in the long and meta saying get out in front of 206. However, there was a pretty solid reversal. You can see. I'm going to come to my chart for a second so I can draw this trend line because this kind of happened while I was sort of sitting there. Whatever. You can draw it however you want, but this is what it actually looked like. It broke up. Actually got up to in front of that 206. So I think there's resistance at 206. You can see what happens every time it gets there. So I wanted to get out in front of it and start looking for a fade play. Now, this could be valid in two ways. I might have thought about shorting in front of 06. Who knows whether I would have gotten fills to go reverse it or not. But if it now starts to carry beneath 205, you would have broken any chance that there was of like that uptrend, trapped some longs, and then you're absolutely flushing it. So I'm not in it. I just got out of my long there. Fantastically, it was like sometimes like you could have gone here and missed me by 10 cents, and then you're holding all the way back, but I would have been trailing to 05 anyways. But this one of the stronger names, and it looks like it's coming down like everything else. So we'll see what happens. I do want to try to find a short in meta. Obviously, I'm not in it right now, and if it goes back up here, there could be a chance at that 06. But this has been one interesting day because the NASDAQ, I don't know, we talked about where the NASDAQ is. We didn't talk about what the NASDAQ's been doing. It's just essentially wicks at 12.84 every single time, and then sort of rejecting. And you heard the midday guys talk about 39.85. Like you're just touching the top and rejecting it. So anything making lower highs or on the lows, that's the weakness that we care about, guys. And one of those was Tesla. I don't know if we're going to go run down or anything like that, but I wanted to get to Tesla here. It wasn't doing a heck of a lot till it started shooting itself up to 190. So I was shorting it into 190. Ended up getting out, I think, too early. Was getting excited listening to a Jay-Z song and actually keystroked out of it a couple of times there too early. But Tesla's getting real darn close to that 190 level where I think this is where I would want to try something again. It did break it by a few pennies before actually reversing, so I'd want it to actually get up to 190 to take a shot Tesla short. It's down 1.4%, so it's worse than the market. However, it is at VWAP here and trying to break its trend to the upside. So be patient. You know, every single pop up, you've usually been able to get the prices that you want on most things. So let it come to you, and the rest can be fine. I'm in Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm still in a piece of Silvergate, but I have gotten, like I showed, I have gotten out of most of these shorts that are up around like that 205 to 210 area, out of most of them. And Bed Bath & Beyond, it also squoze today. I actually don't know if there was news on Bed Bath & Beyond. I didn't see anything, but it kind of squoze into this level.
It's still not above $1 now.
No. If Bed Bath & Beyond gets back above $1, if this wants to squeeze above $1, that's one of those trades where you just kind of want to have it. Usually you want to fade these levels, but if this holds for it was a little consolidation, like 75 cents to $1, and then breaks $1, that gets super spicy. Like SI, by the way, that breakout today is off 102 in the pre-market. When these stocks get to that dollar the first time, or get back above that $1 and have the short interest, they get really interesting because it's a huge psychological level. So I'm not really short off of anything except like the 90-cent level right now. But if it gets to $1, I think that'd be worth it for a long. Not enough carry through today just yet for Bed Bath & Beyond to get through. And this is what it looks like on the 15-minute chart. Like, it's pretty clear. Like, until it actually breaks this gap and takes $1, I still think it's pretty valid. Short in here. You can be long 80s, but I think you're short these levels until it breaks out.
All right, the market is currently pricing in 4 25 basis point rate cuts this year. So that just to give everyone an idea. So the market is currently right now pricing in 4 more cuts this year to bring us down another % down. So we had another raise. We'll see what's going on moving forward. I'm going to get the Fed rate funds tool going right now. See if we can bring this down and have a quick look at what exactly is happening. Yeah, so no cut is the next call there. Oh, no, this is for May. Okay, yeah, for 3rd of May. Oh, we don't have one yet. It's every 6 weeks. Okay, so that makes sense. We don't have one in April. So right there, 3rd of May, right here, I guess a pause, right? 475 to 500. That's where we're at right now. To 5, sorry. Yeah, so no expectation, and then right there, and then you can go down here, and I guess this is what we're talking about. That's February 23rd. Okay, so we'll move it forward to find that. I just found it out right now. May. I mean, then you can go here to June, and you can just keep going back and forth here on what's expected. Yeah, so even June. So right now for June, there is a 25% chance of that 25% cut. So right there in June. So I've clicked on June here on this little chart, this graph. Oh no, now I can't zoom up. Yeah, so there it is, June. And you go over to July. And anyways, now it's all over the place. There's another 25. So as you keep going down here, oh, you can't see the terminal rate when I do this. Move it up. It doesn't matter anyways. This is just a mess. But there it is. This is for June. Back down to 425 there for June. So anyways, all right, that's just the Fed rate tool. I just want to go over that because the market is, starting to price in a little bit more dovish expectations from the Fed. So, okay, yeah, we'll look at this. So we are getting some more out of Google here, and I don't know. We just talked about the market being run through, and I know there was limited trades that are on the midday show, and I think it's you don't have to sit here and trade. We've given a little bit back trading here, but not much. Oh, actually, we did. We gave something back right here, and why? WFC. So I just put this trade on into the high of the day there. We've been shorting WFC, but it wasn't until 39s is what we really liked on Wells Fargo. So if you look here on the 20-minute chart, I mean, hopefully it goes back and you can see some of the 39s that we've been talking about here. There was 1 or 2 days, that's that 40 break. But over the this goes back this whole week, 39's been pretty good. Like I said, we broke 41 time, but since then, 39 has been pretty good. So we sat there today and thought, hey, man, maybe these banks are a little weaker than we thought. And WFC right now back to that level. JP Morgan was a short that I was looking at as well, but now that's back above 125, still down on the day. But right into here, see where you're kind of topping out again, right at these day highs, but then again, you're waiting for that 126. We had this written down on our sticky note, but just didn't come in for that 126. All right, we're getting close now to getting stopped out of Google because, again, let me make sure how many shares we have out. We got out of half of our position exactly, so I'm going to cancel this, and we're going to get ready to get out of this if it takes down 105.10. So we're right back into this area again. I mean, we could reshort it. I just don't know. The market's trying to break up. I don't want to add to any positions if we're above the 50 period here on the NASDAQ. I'm fine with this market to go back to the upside right now. Let's see if it happens. We've already made all of our money today. I mean, we can go over all the trades when it happens, but like this AMD trade has been a beast. We're still in it right now, waiting to see if it breaks above 98 to get out. And if that happens, then we'll get out of our AMD trade. But this is $1.50 in the money and really traded well. This is the difference, right? I trade a lot of shares and get them out. Other traders will trade little shares and hold them for the downside, right? So, or hopefully you're trading big shares and hold it for a downside. But I'm trying to get better on my strategy right now, but we're still short AMD, we're short Google, and we're short Amazon. And I'm thinking about flipping over, man. Microsoft's been relatively strong today, so that could be, yeah, man, we talked about that 277 earlier this morning. Look at these Fibonacci's. They show back up again. Hey, what's up? So these levels we looked at earlier today, down here, 277, 275. Nice bounce area there on that, but I'm going to get rid of these.
Leave them forever.
Apparently, I have no choice but to leave them.
Look at where it bounced.
Maybe until we have a next version.
I mean, if it was wrong, then you get rid of it. But if it's bouncing off the level, just leave it for
eternity. I made those levels
eternity.
yesterday.
But leave it for eternity.
Yeah, well, I don't think I have a choice.
Well, I mean, it's a little
coming back.
It's a little different. Like support and resistance. If you find a really good support and resistance on the market, I'd leave it. Affirm's at 10. So I actually got wicked out on a keystroke on Square before I did the trade of the day. So I actually, if Affirm's at 10, I want to get to that. But I was in block. And it was actually working off this 61 area. The pre-market high was there at 61.30, and it was kind of working trade. So I did reload it. I'm like, okay, well, I got to get up to do the trade of the day. Let's put a stop order in, even though I like kind of trading that a little bit more manually. And of course, that's probably a really bad stop out because it's nowhere near that high. If we get back up to the top, I'd take a shot. But Square actually looks like it wants to break out. So short seller report makes a significant bottom, makes a higher low the next day. Yes, there was all kinds of resistance at 61. But if it starts breaking out from here, hey, Square could be a long, especially if this market rallies. So 61.35 looks like it could be a long back into 61 even. But Affirm in $10, huh?
That's what someone wrote.
It's above $10.
That's someone wrote in the chat.
It closed at $10 yesterday.
Maybe that's what they were asking about there.
Why wasn't I short? What? Where was
up right now?
What was I looking at yesterday? Affirm yesterday was probably a really good opportunity to short.
What's it at now?
No, it's sitting at like 10. It's in the middle, like 10.17. See, the thing, like for this, there's no trade here at this price level on Affirm, I don't think. And where's the rest of my 15-minute chart? Like 970, like there's longs in there. $11, okay, it gets up to 11 again. What are we thinking about? That's a short. Yeah, we'd short that if we got up there. Now, I'm more interested in Block, maybe some Coinbase. I already talked about Tesla. Coin has a chance to break towards 70. I still think 70 is a big level. You know what? I'm not in it right now. I've been taking my executions off the 15-minute just so I can see it more clean. I keep them on the 3-minute chart here so you can see. I got in at like 67. I'm like, what am I doing trading away from the actual price? All the best shorts were here off that 68. I did get stopped out the third time and did not jump back in, but 68's the level and then 70. So it's got to move to 68, 68 and a quarter. That's where you want to get the shorts. Otherwise, the long looks like it's 66 and a half, and I'd be very careful if this one were to break down. SI is kind of in the pocket, down at 190, not that crazy about it. And LZC1234. NVIDIA, yeah, this one got away from me.
Interesting name.
It's an interesting one. I could say Z, but I say Z. My wife always tries to correct me. She's like, you're supposed to say Z. It's Z. It's Z.
You're supposed to say Z.
I don't know. Canadians are supposed to say
Z.
Canadians are supposed to say Z. But I say Z all the time, and I get corrected by my wife. Anyways, NVIDIA, this looks like 266 is monster resistance right now. So it's probably worth like a scalp trade there, but the bigger levels were up here, 67.5 to 68 for those shorts. So there could be two shorting opportunities if the market pops on NVIDIA, and I will still probably short until at 30.
I mean, I just do the song in my head, you know, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. I know it's Z. That's what I'm saying. Z is like Canadian or not.
You know why? Because it's the British way. So Canadians still say it that way.
It's like we spell color. We say aluminium here.
No, we
don't say aluminium. But Prad does, and he's right about it. So that's one thing. When Prad first said, I was like, what? Aluminium? But that is right. The British do say that.
But is that the right way, or is it just the British way?
But what is the right way versus the wrong way? I mean, what's the right religion? There's many different religions. What's the right one? I mean, we can go back and forth with this over and over again. You want me to say hola? Hola. There we go. So we'll say hola. We know who says it better.
We have to, yeah.
Hola. Like and subscribe today.
Thing is, I think Kat is like half Filipino, half Chinese or something like that. I'm gonna ask her there. I don't think there's any Spanish there, but say that's why hola. That's why I thought at the first. Remember, I thought it was aloha there, but there is some hola there. So, oh yeah, Fahad's always right. So let's ask Fahad. Fahad, is it Z or Z? But well, how do you say it?
No, how do you say it?
Z. He says Z. So there you go. So, okay. So all good right there. All right. So let's go, man. Yeah. Are you Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo, Neil?
Well, which one did I have? I enjoyed playing Super Nintendo more because of Mario Kart, but I owned a Sega Genesis growing up. Like that's what we had in my house. So I mean, it's kind of either or. I preferred Super Nintendo, but for whatever reason, my pops got us a Sega Genesis, and I wasn't in a position to complain at that age. So
yeah, you know, we had a ColecoVision. You ever heard of that? ColecoVision?
I had Atari.
Yeah, Atari. Now Coleco is yeah. I had Atari as well. I'm more of a Sega Genesis guy, but I like, you know, the NHL 94 and all that kind of stuff.
The cheat move in NHL 94.
The net, you go across the net. Yeah, there's lots of cheat moves there.
Zane used to want me with that.
They had a really great rugby game as well. At some point. All right, so I'm just waiting here. We're almost getting into our Amazon. We just took another short here. I mean, I feel like these shorts are going to get blown out because the NASDAQ is right at the top here. But I just, you know, because we're here, it's just, I think the risk is okay for this trade here on Amazon. I mean, we've topped out numerous times right at this level of 98 bucks. So, I mean, if I can get a short close enough to 98, we'll take it. So that's what we're doing. I just put a small position on at 75 there again, just to match the position that we already have. And look at this, like we got a 75, first outs here 60s, next outs 50s. So like those are 25-cent wins, right? So our out is going to be 98. So we did pretty good. We got some 40s in there, but it's not really piecing out the right way. And what I mean by that is like I'm not able to catch anything here on the way down. So I don't know if the risk to reward is going to be here or not for this trade. So I'm going to wait on it, see if we can get it. But for right now, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm waiting to get, I need to get a better price. The risk hasn't been there for me. So I need to get this price. I need to get like 95s, 96s, so that when it breaks through 98, the scalp makes some sense there because the top has been right here. So I'll take the top as a short, but if I'm gonna get out at 98, I only wanna lose like 10 cents, something like that. So we're gonna try to be as specific as we can with all of these plays. And here we come to the downside finally for Google. Look, you could do the same thing on Google. It's kind of retracing back as well. I've just shorted this too many times. And I feel like going to the well over and over again, shorting Google, shorting Amazon. Nah, I'd rather wait for Amazon short right now. Google's down 0.61, Amazon's 0.92. So a little more aggressive short here for Amazon, I feel like. I just don't want to put all the eggs in the short basket right now because that's all that we have. We only have shorts on. Our AMD is small, but we are working a new Amazon position. Hopefully if it gets into the 90s, and a relatively new position for Google, but it's the same prices. Just hopefully it comes down. And that's what I'm talking about. Like short here at 105 where we're short right now, like my best outs are 70s. It keeps on bouncing off VWAP. So like, you know, that's 30 cents worth of risk. And it's like for Google, I don't know, man. I'm almost out of this position. I don't want to hold this. So hopefully if it pops up, that's fine. And I'll work with the Amazon short if we get it. But we're almost out of Google here, taking 105.10.
Oh crap. My chart crashed literally as you were finishing that sentence. Give me 2 seconds. I just got into NVIDIA. I went to like clean a candle wick out there. It's going to load up IWM because that's the last thing I was looking at when I logged in this morning.
I don't know.
So I just grabbed. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I just grabbed in front of that 266 on NVIDIA here. I tried to clean this wick up. And did not get any more shares closer to 266. It was basically exactly what you were just talking about.
Yeah.
Like there were no. I bet you Tesla would have given you fills in front. I bet you I'll go to Tesla and you could have got fills. But anyways, I was trying to get the short closer to 66 to get more and then get that little scalp trade up, which it looks like it will happen. Tesla went to 190. How close did it go? Oh yeah, see, like Tesla did go to 190. So you would have had like 189.90. You would have had that short be scalping out. But you know what? NVIDIA is reversing and it's weaker. Tesla is actually now screaming. Maybe I don't even want Tesla.
I think the longs are right.
Yeah, maybe I don't even want that Tesla. What's a good long, right? What was Netflix was kind of strong
No, the best
this
longs are
morning.
Microsoft, Apple, Netflix.
I was gonna look at Netflix.
No, not Square. Square did not bounce back. Oh, Meta.
Well, yeah, Meta. I just got out of the Meta long. Seriously, Netflix. I'm not meant to trade Netflix today, obviously.
Donkey Kong. Talk about ColecoVision.
Yeah, Meta at 205 here. So I got out of Meta, and the money fills are down at that 203. You guys were watching Sharif. You know what's up there. But 205, maybe that's something if it can hold up. It just hasn't really broken the, like really? That looks like a long, that doesn't look like, that's not a long entry for me here on Meta. Let's be patient with it. If it flushes more, I think there's some longs to be had maybe in Meta, but that's not really it. It's still got this downward channel going. It needs to break that before I think about the long.
Yeah, this is the first muted day in a very, very long while. We did think it would be a little bit more of a busier day here on a Friday, heading into not a long weekend. Wishful thinking, I guess. DraftKings up nicely here. NCAA. We'll check in on the tournament in a minute here on where people are standing on that. We'll definitely want to have a check because we're getting into the Sweet 16 over with, Elite 8, and then we go to the Final Four. So, okay, so DraftKings right now at the top. Like I said, though, a pretty strong name here, 0.53 upside. But, like, you know, it's just, what do you think of this market? I mean, if we dip back down, we're not too far away. I don't want to, these are just little small trades, man. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to look at stuff that you guys are talking about. GME, Mr. Do and Dig Dug. Yeah, those are some sick names. You know what was a really sick game? Something about falling in Pit, what's it called? Pit, used to fall. It was a character you could jump up into all these different levels. Pit.
Are you talking about the blocks?
Oh,
Like
no,
a
I know
human? No.
Oh, no,
Yeah, Super Mario.
no,
Greg.
it is Pit something.
Pitfall?
It's that, yeah.
Is that the right name? Pitfall. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
That's
People
it.
in the chat. That was a lit game too. That was really fun. I remember playing that. You know which one of the best games were? Like when you had Contra was another one,
legit,
another great one. What I was thinking about was PC games. Did you ever play Leisure Suit Larry?
Yo,
Leisure Suit Larry was the jam.
Yo, that would be a
They
good
had some
Halloween
questionable
costume.
things in there.
That'd be a good Halloween
Yeah,
costume.
and I remember being young, and it was like you could go on the streets and do this and do that, and it was like, yeah, Leisure Suit Larry. That game's a jam right now. What, Police Hunt or Police Quest? I think it was called Police Quest. Oh man, we shouldn't have talked about old school games, man. That's coming.
Contra was legit. That was a
Leisure Suit Larry,
game.
I think, was really fun. One of the first kind of games where you had to figure things out. I really liked that one, man.
You know what
we're
game?
way too old. You know
what
how
game
old I am?
hated?
Pong.
Oh, I love Pong though.
Well, I think everyone does.
The game I hated was the first Teenage Mutant, the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That one was like so ridiculously hard, and then the second one was just way too easy.
Though.
The second one, like you could beat like the first time you played it, and the first one was literally impossible.
Yeah, I mean, Zelda's a great franchise.
Oh, I love Zelda.
I mean, there's a lot of great franchises in there, and of course we got to go back to GoldenEye. I mean, that's when you talk when I mentioned Super Nintendo versus Sega Genesis. Yeah, my personal favorite game. I mean, GoldenEye, James Bond there. Then, of course, you hit everyone on the head with Mario Kart.
Mario Kart to me was one, and GoldenEye was like right there. Those are the two that we used to play.
Market plunging? Nah, you ain't gonna get me.
No, the market's gently.
I'm looking right at the market here.
Gently reversing.
Yeah, they ain't nothing happening. This is the market right here. The ES is not doing anything. Nothing's happening right now. So, yeah, no. So we can talk about what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for a higher fill here on Amazon. And again, because we're above the 50 period right now, I'm not in love, or else I would go short. Like if we started to go down, I would punch this short right now. I'm already short Amazon, but I would punch more if I did think that there was some reason to do this. Right now, we could talk about a little bit of oil. Oil's recovered nicely, was down 4%, now only up to $69. And that oil's about to close right now at 230. So you are seeing some extreme volume coming into oil as we get oil closed in about 10 seconds now. And if you're watching us anywhere in the world, it is 52, 53, 54, 229, 56 as we talk about live trading right now, both NASDAQ, ES, NYSE names, Amex, whatever you guys want.
So remember how I was like, I probably don't want that Tesla short anymore, so I didn't take it, but I actually left my stop order in.
All right.
So I just got long when it broke out the high, but whatever, it actually made a couple of cents there. I just get out of it right away when it happens, but I did abort the short. It doesn't, to me, it's a saying that we've said before, if abort the short, the long can't be wrong, but that's not always true. You don't have to trade it in the middle. And that's kind of, Like this is where that 190 is. Like in the terms of a downtrend, like I don't mind the notion of trying the short there, but it's not an automatic long when it breaks this level. Now, if the market starts breaking out, Tesla is a name that I do like, and I think this can be one of them, but I'm not automatically thinking this is long. It's pretty strong here. Let's see what happens on the first dip. Like, I want to see the first dip and then see what happens there. I know I still like NVIDIA short off this 66. I have a chance to be able to get some in there. I want to reload this in front of 66. Oh, and Meta's still at 205. It's not even, it's like a 20-cent range off 205 right now in Meta.
All right, I would like to do something. I don't know.
Hockey.
We just got, hopefully my daughter's ringing that up this weekend. I don't want to put any pressure on her, but I really hope she does well. Okay, right there. So we just took a dime. I don't even, like, honestly, I'm still in this position. I took out 15% there. I know it's ridiculous. I'm not, it's more just like, let's wake up a little bit here and try to get this market going. And honestly, I feel like maybe we just got to do this a little bit today. We're already doing it. We're stacking it up. But I mean, it's like, it's just as easy as it goes out of into your pocket. This could happen as well. So I mean, right now we can talk about, this is the only position that I have on. I mean, I have about 2.5 times the shares on Amazon that I do on Google, right? So because we just got that fill. So I was waiting for more on Google, but I've already told you, I think Google might be tapped out up there right now. But Amazon, I feel like could still fall. We just got that test. It was a great fill, rallied up there on that little spike. This could still easily come out against us, right? So a breakthrough 98, we're not going to be in this name for very long. Just going to adjust my script order now so we do get out in case it does break. Sometimes when you get these fills, man, it's not a great thing. So we'll take a dime out for a little bit, and then our risk is a dime to the upside. So I would love for this to fall down. Like I said, we only got out of a piece. If we get anything down here, 97.70, I mean, at that point, honestly, we'd be 2-1. So I think that's worth it to start to take some out. And, you know, if this was in the morning or something like that, or the market was moving, I still think we could move. It's only 230, right? So it's just, then I think we can extend our risk to reward ratios. But like if we can just keep getting 1-1, 2-1, I think that's well worth it for me on this trade. So I do have a bid right now at 80, you know, off the Amazon. My average price right now is 92, but that fill right there was 95. 95, 94, one of those anyways. 94, so that was a 94 fill. So anything back here in the 80s is gonna be 1-1 roughly. So we're gonna watch out for 97.75 or so coming in here.
Yes, sir, and I don't know, Arun just walked by with like an entire pizza, it looks like.
No, it's focaccia bread.
Oh, it's just focaccia, okay.
He goes up to Italy up there and he grabs it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He likes the focaccia.
The focaccia, it's delicious, but
yeah, I mean, it's Italian, so.
A few calories in that bad boy, but you can work it off. Coinbase here, guys, close to 68. The market's making a push. I just saw in the chat, like, yeah, there's I can't pronounce the name, probably Vij? Q's ascending wedge. You're right. It is strong to the upside. I know the thing is, we like support resistance. I love support and resistance. So when you get to a good level, until it breaches, I'm going to want to trade off of it here as a day trader. So coin at that 68. I'm looking for fills above into a strong market. Market's up and market's strong. Allow it to give you the money fills. You don't have to short in front of 68. I'd rather short above 68 into the high. That way you can avoid this. Like the third time I shorted that level where I got stopped out.
Here we go.
NVIDIA's starting to come in. I'm not filled yet. Probably it's.
The market's going to go green.
Well, I'm going to get filled here, like for any second. I'm trying to get 90 on NVIDIA. I haven't really gotten any fills yet. There it is.
There it is.
Now we get those fills. I'm probably going to jump back to Tesla at some point because that was relatively strong. And remember, Meta, if it can clear that 06 area, that one can absolutely go.
For longs.
Yeah, I didn't even last long in that NVIDIA. Forget about it. I got to look for some long trades in here. These small caps, like Bed Bath & Beyond, Silvergate, like those don't really matter when the market's moving. But you do know some of these big names. Yeah, Meta 05 looks like that is awfully good. That's what I talked myself out of.
It's you just have to look long now.
Yeah, you have to look long. I'll take anything in front of 05 that I can get on Meta. Coin I'd probably still short, but Tesla looks pretty strong. That 190 on Tesla. There we go. It just did an up down. It's still in playoff.
Everything
190.
just wicked higher though. It's just so frustrating because there we go, like Amazon again, when we get out at 98, it's right here, right now. So we take a 10-cent hit on that, like we'll flush ourselves down the toilet. You're seeing my demeanor now. It's like, kind of wish, you know, that this market wasn't just stuck here. Like, see what I'm talking about? There's that wick high. you get stopped out, and then it comes right back down in. So it's like, as much as like, let's look long, but it's like, I don't know, we don't really need to do anything. And part of the good strategy, see like right there on Google, whatever, like I said, we got out at 105.05 there. And now see, here's the dump back down. So it's like, okay, now cancel all my other orders there. I mean, you could use that wick top as your top there. Like even on Amazon, that was 98.14. But like, I don't know. I mean, I could take the trades, but then I'm just scalping them out again. So it's just like, it's just back and forth scalps. I don't think, unless we find a name that's really moving. That's
someone said GameStop, and I'm looking at that.
Yeah, GameStop was moving this morning, so that could be a good play. Yeah, I'll talk to you here, Kyle, because who are you talking about? Not me, revenge trading. That's normally what I do, is I'd be just punching long. Yeah, add to the upside traps? What do you mean? Who's getting trapped? Right now, I don't think there's too much happening on the traps unless we go into next week. And, you know, people are holding over the weekend.
Day trading.
It's only 236 right now.
When you're day trading, a trap is a totally different thing than, like I can see like the argument that, okay, if we flush next week, that you're probably trapping a lot of like swing longs or something along those lines, but we're day trading here. So you kind of just try to keep everything in its own pocket. Which sometimes you could go into something, hold it for a scalp trade, you get in something, hold it all day long, just stay in the pocket. You know what your risk to reward is, you put the trade on, and then as long as it fits your thesis,
Trap house.
Then it's fine. So I was talking about Coinbase, I didn't really get any fills above 68. I might, and this is a 15-minute chart, but I might just get a little teensy bit more aggressive with it at some point just to get into the short. I do like this level. I'm now into Meta. Oh yeah, I have no executions on my 15-minute. There you go. I'm now into Meta. It just dipped into that 05. I was actually able to get some at 18. I would have liked to have a little bit more closer to 5, but you know what? Sometimes it doesn't really give you the fills that you want. But if it gets back up here, now when we're long before, at the bottom, it got to about 205.75 and then reversed. So I think somewhere in here is where it makes sense, like 205.50 to 60 for a first out, then try to play the dip. Meta, relatively strong. It's up on the day. Just if you look at the daily chart, gorgeous daily chart, don't have to tell you guys that. If it does make a bigger move, just remember like 07 and 08 are big resistance on Meta. So you're taking profit on the way up. Hopefully it goes up. And SI still doing not a heck of a lot. Bed Bath & Beyond, which I'm in. Yeah, you know, I should probably get more shares out in the mid-80s because this doesn't want to fall that far off that little pop. I was thinking it would flush all the way back in. Clearly that's not really happening.
Yeah, I don't, I mean, yeah, what's up? I mean, I see you there, Michael, there. He's talking about, yeah, okay, it's just, yeah, we're getting triggered into the longs and then so on and so forth and back and forth. So, all right, on that note right now, I'm going to revenge trade a little bit, but it's not really revenge trading. I don't have a big position right now, but I'm going to put another one on. I'm going to use... Again, I wonder, this Amazon just ripped up to 20, which is right here, this bottom again. Like we said, we're trying to stack up cash and not have it come out of our pocket. So we just had, you know, a little bit of that money taken away for us right now, about 10% of our day right there. We just lost on Amazon and Google on those moves up. So it sucks, don't get me wrong, you know, but part of the game, this is called trading here, is you're going to be wrong sometimes. And I'm completely fine with that. I just want to tell everybody that it's like, this is not, you'll see me get excited when it's necessary. And like right now, I don't really think of that. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think we just gotta, I was saying we gotta flip over to the longs, but again, the NASDAQ just now turning positive and we are just back at this high. So this is what I think about getting trapped. It's like, do I go long off this high? And then if I get out, where do I get out? It's like, it's just, I don't know. I'm going to stay away. So we are short right now Amazon, and we're short a very, very small piece of AMD, which is $1.50 in the money. And we're looking at that right now at 98, you know, to get out of that one, which I think is okay. But AMD is my #1 stock today, followed by Google. So we'll wait on it right now and hopefully be able to catch a little bit of a drift back down as, there we go. My average price now is 05.50, so 06 right now on Amazon. So we're back to flat. Hopefully it can drop down. If we can get 97.80 or so, we'll be good. 97.90 gives us that 1-to-1. So I don't know. Hopefully we can drop down a little bit here. If this market goes, then hopefully check on the dollar. The dollar not doing much either. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I hear you hitting keys over there. I don't know.
I just got into coin. Remember I was saying
Okay.
coin above 68 into the high. Instead of shorting consolidation, which sometimes I would do, allow it to kind of break up in strong market. If market's trending to the upside and you want to short a top, let it get to the top and then try to short the top. So I am now in it at like 28. Which is, it's close. I mean, 35s would have been better, but it's really trending to the upside. Meta's kind of okay, but it still can't break 206 on Meta. But yeah, it looks like Coin's gonna probably be an L here. I knew I was gonna take this one. Coin still has a big chance. So if it takes out this high, I just wanna remind everybody, if this high gets taken out, it's a huge top at that 70 level. So it's got some room to run and maybe rally. That's why I don't want to hold above that high of the day. I just want to get out of Dodge and move on to whatever the next might be.
On to the next.
On to the next. On to the. Anyways, Meta was able to get some out there. So Meta got some out at 205.50. Didn't really get everything at 205, but it hadn't been able to clear this 205.80 before. I'd like to hold through that and into like that 206.25. Just see if we can get to the upper range. It's breaking the trend here on Meta. I'm only going to assume the accidental long. No, Tesla's long, that accidental long, no good.
Do something.
It's not even doing anything. How is Tesla? It was so strong a minute ago, then the market presses higher and it does nothing. Yeah, that's why you don't want to force anything. If a stock is at a key level, trade it. If it's not at a level you like, you don't have to trade it.
Yes.
It's just that simple. Tesla, I don't need to dabble in that name. Oh, now you want to break view up? So it's a weird correlation right now. If you're trading SI and watching the market, every time the market presses the high, Silvergate breaks down a little bit. It's just what's been happening. So, and it's been trending down since it broke that 210. But every time the market presses higher, it goes a little bit further. I'm looking for a $1.75 for my next exit, and then try to hold out. But again, like most of this trade happened a little bit earlier on in the day. Not too much happening now.
All right, I just wanted to bring up, so we're short at 98.10 here, right? So I just took some fills at O's, and then I got another fill on Amazon down at 96. So some 96s, some O's right now. And again, man, just like we lost 10 cents there, we just made it back, but we still have some on, waiting for a move back down. So we did get out of 35% of our position there, just made back what we lost. But if we got out of it all, then we would have made it all back. But we only got out of 35%. So let's wait to see. We've adjusted our stop order, and if Amazon ticks that high there, and I was going to say preach on, because that's exactly what we're trying to do, is only trade stock that come to some key levels, right? Amazon's right there, and if there's anything else you guys want to look at, let's do that right now. JP Morgan, I'm going to look at the chat in a second. Put your names in there if there's anything, but only real name. Like, you put whatever you want, but like I really want to try to focus on something that's either moving or that you guys may be interested in.
I wanted to talk about this because
125 flat JP Morgan. Yeah, let's go. I'm looking for content here.
No, people keep talking about GBNH, right? So look, it's done over 1 million shares. Only now did it crack over 1 million shares after a few halts there. Scherzer trading higher. Company, they announced an 8 million quarterly million equity debt financing trading higher. It's like an 8 million. It was a tiny float when I checked it. What did Flow Checker say? 11 million share float, 18, 8. The float's all over the place, but it's a tiny float. Let's put it that way. Tiny float name, not a ton of liquidity for $1 stock. And why did this chart not go into the NZ? 11.8 is what Sharif just said, so it's right in the middle of what I saw at Flow Checker. But for a $1 stock, the spread is like 3 or 4 cents at times. This is almost like a no trading zone for when you're day trading. When you have a spread like that on essentially a penny stock, like on $1 stock, 3 cent spread is like 3%. So if you can't even ensure that you're going to get the tick when it's moving around, it means that you have to play for the bigger moves. Like if you're longing 1, you need it to go to 20 and 25. Like you can't be doing like the scalping of 10%. That doesn't really work in that case. Yeah, now Coinbase is going. I'm going to get
up.
Yeah, it's going up. I'm going to get stopped on Coinbase. Coinbase is real close to get stopping out of that high. I hate even dollar stop, but it's about to take me out. And there we go. So it just broke 70s. I'm out of Coinbase, slapped the L. It was good at this level before. Maybe it's trying to fill the gap now. And the filling the gap would mean 70. If it gets to 70, that would be filling the gap. So I'm going to take the L on that one, move on to the next. Meta, still not pressing through 206. I haven't added to it. I don't want to cover anything till it gets above or at least test that 06 level. I would like to have something else long in the case the market can go, but I'm not sure the short case is done yet. I mean, no Coinbase. What else was I looking to short? NVIDIA. NVIDIA's trying to break VWAP. The next level's not for another $1 or so on NVIDIA, so no need to get into that just yet.
I feel like
I
everything
want something
wants to
I
go
want something at a
higher.
key level. You guys mentioned Netflix, Neo. I haven't looked at Neo all day. I haven't looked at Neo all week, actually. No, I don't think I've looked at Neo once.
I know.
But Chinese ADR,
I have it up.
Chinese ADRs have to really be moving for you to trade them in the afternoon. That's not really moving. Netflix maybe, because Netflix is getting back to, I don't know, apparently it halted for half the day. Netflix getting back toward that high. So this was a good short earlier. I was short this at 331.
Okay, so
I'll
hold
take
on
that
a
one if it
second.
gets that. Go ahead.
There apparently, I'm going to break this news. I don't know. I just saw it on CNBC. I don't know if it's any legitimate news, but it says suspicious powder found at Manhattan DA's office. So the district attorneys, maybe Sharif can find that.
DWAC.
I mean, it's not moved. You see it, okay? So let's go on DWAC here because
it's not
again,
moving.
It's not moving, and the market's not moving at all. But it is, I'm just reading it because it just came on. I get the alerts as we all probably do, or maybe you don't, but anyways, that just came in from CNBC. So that's that on DWAC, but I don't see anything. And normally, if there was anything serious about that, you know, that would be something that, I mean, it's not a joke, right? So
no, you never know.
You know, we're not taking that as a joke, but just be careful on that headline right there. I went over to DWAC thinking could have been something Trump related, Manhattan, so on and so forth. I don't know. Wasn't he supposed to get arrested at some point? I mean, I'm not
That was
talking.
the headline.
I'm not talking about I want him to get arrested. I just was thinking if that does happen in the next couple minutes, maybe. I don't know.
Well, there's a reason that we're curious about that, because quite frankly, we know DWAC is going to move on any Trump news. So as a trader, when you hear that might happen, you're like, okay, well, if it, let's see.
Like, I saw it from
piss the big off the
CNBC,
pot,
right?
because we know we can trade it.
I wouldn't have said anything like that. Like, remember that one time that we were both trading, and it was that there was that bomb that went off in the White House, and that was completely false. Someone had hacked into it was
AP.
I was going to say AP or Bloomberg. Yeah, one of the
I'll never forget that day.
legitimate sites and services, and that was completely false. So okay, let's go over to see if Sharif has anything.
Yeah, guys, basically what you were saying, essentially coming in here saying a suspicious powder has been found at the Manhattan DA's office, but not coming in with any more details in that regard, guys. So waiting for developing news on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so good. So at least we got the right report there on that, so that's good. All right, so someone asked about NIO, so I said I'd look at some names that we looked at. Neil's right, these don't move very much in the afternoon, but if you were going to look at something for Neo, I mean, I just have this it's okay, what's his name? Brad is fixing something over there, so we'll wait on that when he comes. Okay, thanks, Brad. I was going to say, like, this is the 200 period on the 3-minute. I mean, it's been sort of respecting that all day, but again, I don't think the volume, and the reason why I say that is we got sort of up there right off the open at 9:30 and then just hit it back to the downside, but it's a forever trend. I mean, it didn't mean anything yesterday, didn't mean anything the day before. I don't think it's going to move the rest of the afternoon, so hold that for what it's worth. The one name that I think we just got stopped out on it, but it's okay. Awesome. It's not awesome, but it was a good trade for us. It's my number one name today, and that is AMD. We could have got some back out. Me? Oh, Sharif's doing something in the back. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to say AMD breaking VWAP. This could be the next trade if you like the long. I think you just got to take out this 98.14, 98.15, break it back to the long side. But the thing is like, am I going to sit here and talk about going long on a name that's down 2.5% into a market that's flat? I think that's the wrong way to look at things here. Amazon, we're short at 9s. Let's just take another dime piece. If we get 98s, we get 9. There it goes. It has to run through us on ARCA there. So there's another fill there for us on that short. I like this short, and I can't believe I'm only taking a dime on it, but I don't know what else to do right now. So I'm gonna wait on it. PayPal, maybe someone said, Neil.
Square.
I don't know if yeah, Square. Okay, yeah, duh. So PayPal and Square obviously hand in hand right now. Yes. So whoever just talked about PayPal, this looks again.
Oh, I just got it.
You know, this is right at a resistance level. And if you're going to trade on anything right now, so I want to respect, you know, I know we talk a lot about Arun. He's been on the midday show and he's been doing great. But part of it is sitting on your hands. And like right now, unless you see a trade,
or if their hands
like
are cold.
I don't know. I don't think Arun's in a trade over there, but I don't.
You should be eating that food. It's like,
No, he brings it home. He brings it. You weren't here last week. Every time he's here, he likes to go to Italy because he and his wife like the focaccia.
Oh, okay.
So whether or not they have it.
I didn't know the backstory.
Yeah. So that's.
I'm like it's.
I was gonna say you're gonna go over there and steal a slice, right?
I'm like if you bring food on the floor, I'm like, oh, you
it is
want
one
to
of
eat
those
it, you can
disaster
share with everybody.
shames.
I didn't know he's taking it.
All
home,
right,
man.
so hold on a
We
second.
share around here.
I'm just gonna do this a little bit here. Because finally Amazon's going to the downside. I'm
always hungry.
You know, we're in the money. Yeah, that's the problem. When you're on the show, so we just took 20 cents. Remember what the risk to reward on this thing was? I said where we're getting out on Amazon, and I have to zoom back out a little bit. It's gonna be right here, this level 20. So, I mean, we're short now at 11s, and we're getting 91s. So that's 20 cents. So we're already 2-to-1 on our risk to reward on this trade. So we got stopped out there. Everyone that saw me, we got stopped out there. But look at this short. We're short there 94. The stop out 04. So that's 10 cents. So we're now the same amount of shares. We're right back in this. And it's not a huge amount of shares, which is why I feel silly hitting that thing. But we're just going to celebrate when we get a 2-to-1 risk to reward. And someone said on the midday show, let Sean teach Fahad scalping. Scalping is completely a different beast than sitting there and waiting for something to happen, right? You're looking at different indicators. I don't have a problem teaching scalping, but I think that that's something that has to happen once you have a little bit more understanding of market structure, your keys. I mean, poor Fahad couldn't even set up bids and offers properly. So I think like that's the first step. When you're trading futures, obviously there's only one gateway. It's an easier structured on our platform than equities. So I feel like scalping and trading longer positions is different, but Fahad and I have gone back and forth, and we all have in our meetings. First of all, here comes Amazon. I'm just going to punch out some at 87 right there. We got a D print there as we punch out. But we've talked about teaching Fahad back and forth about learning how to trade because he's shown interest in doing that. So that could be a new segment that we bring along for the midday show. But
learning the platform though, that's the basics.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things. Like, it's just, you want to make sure you understand everything that's going on in your platform, and then pick a trading style first and focus on only that one. Because if you try 3 or 4 at the same time, and it doesn't even make any sense. Like, you can't be a scalper while also trying to hold moves every single day. Then you're trying to play two worlds off each other. And it's the same principles. It's just the timeline, the scale is very, very different, and the mentality is going to be different as well. So you got to pick your lane, stay in your lane. I'm now out of a couple of things. I just got out of BBY because I'm now I had an accidental long, but I got 81s. It finally came into that low, so I'm now done with that trade. Looks like it'll be solid. SI's a falling rock. It's now at $1.75. I wish it would have been better, but it's not. Meta could be coming back in to support. We were able to get some out there like in front of that 06, but I think it comes back into that 5 now. And of course, coins now retracing. But I thought, like, to me, I thought it was, if a market was going to go up, it was going to break into this zone. And that was the real money short. Like, the best trade for me this week was shorting 70 at coin. So I was geared up. It's going to go up. I'm going to get a chance at that. It'll go another couple of dollars, and then you make your big trade. But it didn't. It reversed right where it was before, and I should be thinking about that same level and just shorting this one again.
Yeah. Just so, as we were gone, I mean, I'm just working one trade. It's Amazon right now. I mean, obviously, Google has fallen back a little bit. So is AMD. AMD, I mean, there's my out. Yeah, that looks like, what the hell am I even doing, right? But again, we tried to respect VWAP. It went back out. We got 98 fill. Then it came back down. Like I said, man, we were literally in 10 times the shares of Amazon because Amazon was a brand new position and we had 10% left of our AMD trade, right? So Amazon, we just got a 79 fill, putting the trade 3-1 right now. So that's a good one. That was a good idea, going short Amazon. It's just, what are we going to do? We got to wait for it to come through. And there it is, man. It came through for us. So Amazon, we now have half of our position left. So outs, 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 all the way down. You can see 5 outs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, like I say this all the time, I'm not sure you're going to find traders, like Neil and I and everybody that's been on the show that will show you your in, show us your in. We will show you our ins and our outs, explain everything we can possibly to you, and different styles of trading, right? One thing I've noticed from you, Neil, and I think this is just, you just come back, and I think this was starting with you even the week or two before you left, is you sort of got away from some of the smaller cap names.
There weren't as many moves.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to ask you about. Yeah,
I had this conversation with Luis when we had Luis on Thursday, is that there's just, someone just asked, what are your trading styles? I'm more support and resistance on big caps. but I love mean reversion.
So that's what I was going to describe.
But on small caps, I love mean reversion.
Oh, on small caps.
So like the style, I'm not usually looking for longs on those stocks because they're in play when they're going up, right? Like a lot of times it's like it pops up and you're looking for that mean reversion. So that just like, I mean, the best example I can use of it, and there's probably others, but sorry, like Bed Bath & Beyond was the thing we were just trading. So what I'm looking for is you're looking for that crazy move to the upside, especially on something that you believe should come back in. And so you have a fundamental reason for believing, A, it should come back in at some point, and you look for that point where bag holders or sellers would come in, look to join it. I was a little sloppy with the original entry, and it was like, if you mess this up, the best thing you can do is not go, no, just, if you do that, just make sure that you get the other 70, 80% in here because you know where your high is, right? So it did make the reversion, and then you try to, if you're making this play, like you can't actually, like you can't be loading in the short at 88, so you get an 87 change price. You can't be getting out here at 87 and 86 and a half and 86 and 85. Like you have to let it come back in and then start covering, because otherwise the risk to reward will never work when it starts breaking the high. You've got to let it start coming down, fade a little bit, then you can start working out of the trade, because it's just a different bit of a beast. Whereas when you're trading like Meta here, Meta, it's a very different story. Like, okay, so here's a double bottom on Meta. Meta's relatively strong. I think there's been buyers. Pretty much anytime it establishes a support level, you can start working a long trade. So it happened yesterday. I didn't trade this one in the afternoon yesterday, but did the same thing, kind of. Like double bottom there, you could have gone long here. That was right at the end of the day. But yeah, double bottom, makes another test, doesn't break the low, you take the long. The first couple levels of supply there. Once it breaks out, that's the next consolidation there. And once it breaks here, where's the next level up? It's up here. So you get out up there in front of 206. Like that to me is how I trade the momentum style, because I just have a better feel for doing that. And when I get away from that is when I get in trouble. So yeah, trade your own style. It's now made a bit of a support level at that 05. I'll let it get down into here again. If it makes a double bottom, I'll just enter into that 05 again at that higher low, and then start working the upper end of the range here on Meta, like 05 to 05 half to 06. And if it goes to 7s, fantastic.
All right, we just got another piece out there on AMD. Yeah, so I just want to take that because, you know, I see that from the midday show and from other things that you guys like to hear a lot of, talking about education and things like that, and how we're trading and stuff. So there it is, man. The goods brought to you by Neil and myself and Arun and Sharif and everybody here today. We're very, very, I don't know if you can tell, but I am, and so is Neil. We all are very proud of what we've been able to build for everybody and for ourselves here as well, because it's just been really, you know, a nice opportunity to meet new people, have a few different hosts on the show, talk all about trading, so on and so forth, and just grow as a family. People want us to talk about TRKA quickly. All right, so up 24% today. This is Trokia. We've seen this before. It's a media company. We're gonna wait to see where it goes. But look at all this congestion up here, man. Lots of volume right off the open, and just tons of it up here at 23.5 cents. So I think if you can break through 24, then you're gonna have something today, because there's so much volume here. I wonder if there's traders that are just waiting. That, you know, were there any dip buys down here? There's not a lot. Well, you can't see. Hold on a second. There's not a lot of sell candles. Oh, a second. There's not a lot of sell volume. These are all. There's some decent buys since this last big sell. A lot of the volume candles have been bids, right? So a lot of these bigger volumes have been green, leading us to buys. So I feel like there has been some support down here.
Oh, check this.
Looking at Amazon. Yeah, what do you have? Is that the short float?
The short float is anywhere from 12% to 82%.
Neil has it up on FinViz there, on float checker.
Yeah, you always want to check out the float, but I mean, it's good to get comparisons. They're all estimates. So 82% Morningstar, 82% Yahoo Finance, TD Ameritrade is 67, and 12% Wall Street Journal. But then FinViz has it at 7%. So, you know, you take it with a grain of salt. I would say be very careful shorting it. If anybody says it's 60 to 80%, that is pretty significant there. It seems a little bit much, but Meta's starting to come back in here. We could get a shot at that 205 level. And if it bounces here, I'm looking for, what I always want to see happen is not necessarily just get out in front of the level, like see it bounce, and you're going to give up. You're not going to get like the absolute low when that happens. So it bounces off the low. That's 203.55, and then I'm getting long at 70 there. So I want the same thing to happen. Like this low, I mean, the actual base here is like 204.95. That wick, you can use the wick if you want. The base here is 204.95. I just want to see it get there, not break that wick or even break that bottom, and then look for the long somewhere around the 05 level. It's a little different catching the consolidation long than trying to catch the double bottom for me, but it might not even get there the way I'm looking at it. So that's a bit of a disappointment if it never goes there. I want to see it. I want to get my entry point. Seeing a lot of people, XOM could work. It's Power Hour right now, by the way, so welcome to Power Hour. XOM, I'm kind of miffed at myself over XOM because I didn't actually realize that XOM was bouncing off 100 this morning. And it didn't just bounce, like it bounced off 100. Then you see those lower highs I was just talking about on Meta? Yeah, this is 101 even, that this was just bouncing off 101 even multiple times on XOM, and it's still going higher. So that's a bit of a missed opportunity. I don't know if I see a trade in it. I apologize for those wicks, but I'm not really sure I see a trade in XOM at these levels. But darn, like 100 bounce and then lower highs off 101 3 times. If you're watching only oil, that's low-hanging fruit. Let's go to Sharif for Happening Now.
All right, guys, 3 o'clock, 1 hour left in the trading day. It's been a good day. It's key level time, guys. Let's look at what's moving. Meta bouncing off the day's lows. I'll get to the chart in a second. Silvergate as well, now rejecting the day's high and breaking below VWAP. And Baidu, it's still in the game, now having a little bit of a VWAP bounce. Let's look at the charts. Here's what Meta's doing. So I was looking for a possible double top here and maybe a rejection and through this low, but it looks like it's holding VWAP, and especially if this market holds up. So Meta's in play. SI kind of, head and shoulders pattern forming here and maybe a rejection. This one was moving on news that another crypto company may be looking to purchase some of its assets in Baidu. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. A VWAP bounce and looking to move up, but nothing too crazy, guys. It's Friday, and it's also time for a major announcement. I just wanted to let you guys know that my friend and colleague, Luca, will no longer be on the midday show. He will still be a trader on the floor, but he's decided to pursue other things. So we wish Luca very well. Learned a lot from him in terms of how to get in and to get out of trades really quickly. Very efficient guy, and I'm still learning from him. So I want to shout out to Luca, and we'll see you soon, brother.
Yes, sir. Always a trooper.
Yes. But we do have to, he's not going to be on the floor any longer. So he's decided to pursue other opportunities. So shout out to Luca. Thank you so much for everything you've brought to the midday show. But unfortunately, yes, we will be having some new talent coming through. So, we got a new bunch of guys here on the floor as well looking to get involved. So that should be a lot of fun. And hey, if you ain't having fun with us, fine. I understand that. But we're having a little bit of fun now as there goes Amazon again, right back down to the downside right now. So we'll see where we go on here. Nice little move down to 97.70. So right there, we take a 4-1. 4-1 right now on that play. So that's going to be a good one here moving forward. So damn, yeah, I know. You guys, man. Luca, unfortunately, would have been nice to, have one last day, but it's just one of those things, man, trading and doing what we're doing on the show, not to, say that we do really well. It's not his birthday, but, no, they always put that in the chat.
It's a thing, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, happy birthday, Luca, yeah.
It's our thing.
Yeah, what is the thing about that?
No, it was like one day.
Yeah, it was you, I think, that started, or we said Brendan's birthday?
Somebody said happy birthday, and
to Luca.
Yeah, but then
yes.
I said it out loud, and then everyone started saying it in the chat, and then it became a thing to every day just wish Luca a happy birthday, and it was fun, and we like to do fun things around here. That's the best thing about the community. There's like a million inside jokes.
Yeah, there can only be one scalp demon.
Yeah, well,
see ya.
That's the other thing. It's
now
like
we're just playing around.
Both Italian.
We really.
Both
I didn't even think about that he was Italian.
Both like to wear tracksuits every
one.
now and then.
We need another one.
Happy
birthday,
I'm
Luca.
Going to
we love
next
Luca
year,
too. The funny thing is, what just showed up on my? This is how you know someone's paying attention. Look what just showed up on my sports app. Who was just fined?
Luca got fined for what? What did he do?
Luka Doncic just fined $35,000 for making a money gesture towards a referee. Oh, did you hear? Did you hear
That's awesome.
But did you hear that? They're protesting.
I love Luka. What?
You didn't watch the thing. So they lost by 2 points, and it was in the third quarter. And anyways, there was a timeout. The call was Mavericks' ball. Okay. So everyone on Dallas thought it was their ball. Off the timeout, The referee hands the ball to the Golden State Warrior guy who inbounds it, and then, I don't know, they were right under the basket, and the guy lays it up, and that's that. And they're like, nope, we changed the call during the timeout, and no one apparently told the bench. This is a big thing. Mark Cuban tweeted about it.
So then him doing the money sign is that he did it because of that.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming. I just saw the note right there.
Then that's par for the course.
So
if the refs do something stupid, then you should be able to call them out.
So that was a free 2 points. It was in the third quarter. It was kind of just misplayed. I mean, people will find out about that. And anyways, needless to say, long story short,
that's crazy.
Yeah, he was just fined 35 grand. So 35 grand for Luka Doncic is like,
my favorite thing, and this is
Drop in
like
the bucket, but
what I love when these guys do it, it's like they get a fine like that where they know it's fugazi, and they just kind of like, they'll donate 35 grand to like another 35 to charity.
They'll probably donate $100 right there.
That's how they roll. Luka's a great player, man. It's just
the best part was when
I can't believe I didn't hear about that. That's insane.
Mark Cuban, he said something to referees about how, all referees might as well just work at Dairy Queen or something like that. This is a true story.
What's wrong with Dairy Queen?
Exactly.
I love DTTW.
And then so Dairy Queen was like, hey, like what the hell? Like, we don't want to employ referees. No, just joking. But he then did a shift or whatever at Dairy Queen.
I remember that.
Cuban.
I remember him doing the shift.
Just to say, like, yeah, that was my bad. He didn't mean to, like, say that.
Mark Cuban is one of the thing. The
he
reason
sold this
why
thing for $4 or $7 billion or whatever it was.
I'll tell you why people like Mark Cuban. Like, it's love or hate. But one of the reasons why people love Mark Cuban is just he's so. Like, he just tells it like it is, and he doesn't care. Like, I remember he went on to First Take with Skip Bayless.
Did he?
And like Bayless was doing one of his LeBron rants or whatever. He didn't want to give the Dallas Mavericks like any credit for actually beating LeBron in the finals, and he just wasn't having any of it. So he just basically came out there and said, "You don't know anything about basketball. You have no idea how we defended him or what kind of rotations we're doing." He gave him facts, and Skip had nothing for him. And that's what I love about it. Like, how many owners are going to go on one of those shows and just tear down a guy who's supposed to be an analyst and not care about it? He's not trying to. He's not trying to kiss up to the media or all that nonsense. And it's like love him or hate him, but I love how real the guy is.
Ooh, thanks. Nice haircut. Yeah, I got this the other day. I just want everyone to understand something here because that was Luka's decision. This is not anything to do with.
He decided.
Yeah, he decided. He can decide whatever he wants. We all love Luka just as much as the next person. So that's that. All right, FRC right now. People want to talk about that.
Yeah,
I'm just seeing it. 12. Oh, big buyer. Okay, so there's a big buyer here. But again, look at what this is. 57 million shares. I know that's hard to see on the day. So someone sitting here with 50,000 shares is as we know in the industry, a nothing burger. We used to have that.
We had a nothing burger.
There was a guy that we hired here from Humber College or something that this was back when 2.5 years ago, he made the most hilarious thing. It was about Beyond Meat. It was like no burger, and it was like a burger, and then all of a sudden it was no burger, and there was like a cow there. Oh man, those were the good days of the
We had graphics, individual graphics for different trading names. So like we had them for like Uber. We had a Lyft one. It was pretty cool.
We still have those. Oh no, I don't anymore.
If we had a Silvergate one, it would just be like SI.
It would be this though.
And then it would be like go to zero. Like the Gates of Hell.
Gates of Hell.
Although today it's Squoze.
Someone sent us a new Gates of Hell animation. That was not as good as that last one that we had.
This is also Silvergate. And however, this is what it did to me at first.
Right, I was gonna say.
So this is what it did to me early. But that's what happens. Like so. The strategy that we're employing on Bed Bath & Beyond and Silvergate, like I was almost every single day just throwing the offer out to try to get the fills. And on some days, like I remember on this day here, 75, it's like it just goes up. You just get filled at like 70. You take the fill, take the fill, take the fill. It never really holds through and just flushes the rest of the day. Like it's great sometimes. And other times it barely moves anywhere to the upside. It just goes down. But like, yeah, when you do employ that strategy and like it makes that break and then goes to the next resistance level, you get involved and there's any juice to the actual story, you just instantly already run over and you've already lost. So all you can do is move on to the next. Like, it's now down 165. It's not coming all the way back. Forget about that. It's not going to happen. But sometimes it'll happen and you get run over and you have to move on to the next trade. And if you're trading small caps, don't be afraid to make the top wick. Like we've seen them. There's famous traders out there who will just, it's like it goes up, it's like more like a stock is halting down, boom, boom, just buy, because they're not going to be the guy that sells the bottom. But at the end of the day, you don't want one trade to ruin your day, week, or career. And we know traders who were successful for years, and they take one trade, and then that's it. Like, that's it. You trade for like 5 or 6 years, actually make money, and then take one trade, and it was
Yes.
all over.
Yes.
And it's like, I'm not naming any names out there because it would be rude to do so, and I would never do that. But we've seen it happen before, where traders would simply be unwilling to give something up. So I'm looking at Tesla here only because, like, there's this buy. It's just buying 190s right now. You can see what's been happening, like just 190, 190 over and over again here. And my first thought is if the market rolls over, just short Tesla once it breaks down. My other thought is I suck on Coinbase. Eek.
You talking to me still?
No, me. I'm talking to me.
Oh, okay.
Look at the top wick on Coin. Look at that.
I didn't mean to leave you hanging
that.
there.
No, I'm kind of like, every now and then you look at something.
I like the pause for dramatic effect. I like that.
Well, I was just talking about you can't be afraid to make top wick on a stock that has squeeze potential. Well,
Right.
I just made top wick on Coinbase and a stock that had squeeze potential, and it's back at VWAP. Would it have been a dollar winner? Yes, it would have been a dollar winner. But sometimes you got to be willing to get out if it doesn't feel right. I get out here. If I hold it, I'm destroyed. You got to be able to play it like it feels. The third time I shorted it here, I didn't feel it. I made the top wick there. The others were good. And then, this was a stupid trade, so I got out because it was stupid. But that one made sense. And when it took out the top, I got out of dodge. There wasn't an obvious re-entry because it just fell a little bit too much. No liquidity until you get down to here. I wouldn't chase the short that far. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay. All right. Just typing around here. Okay, I don't know, while we were gone or while I was still here. Right now, just got another bid out there, 4-to-1 on Amazon. Right there, the risk to reward has just come in again and again and again. So now I only have 25% left of this initial position, and we're just going to have to wait on it because, yeah, man. It's not doing too much, so we're going to have to wait for Amazon here, bouncing around. We are now out of 25%. Good outs all the way down. We got a nice piece out there for 2-to-1. We talked about that. Then we got some 3-to-1s here at 80s, and then now 4-to-1. And look at that spike right back up. It's not even like it's a big spike. It's just it is what it is right now on that. So, okay, let's go. Meta 205.50.
Oh, here we go.
Could be coming in.
NVIDIA VWAP.
NVIDIA VWAP. Yeah, you know what I was really looking at there was AMD. I mean, AMD is a trade that always seems to have something on it. So we can look definitely here on AMD. This is my #1 stock today, so it's not. But it's like when this is happening, nothing. You mentioned NVIDIA. I can go over to it, but I know you're there.
NVIDIA's been channeled. So
let me look at Intel quickly because that was off 29. You mentioned that.
29 is a good long.
29's hell, but look where we are now. Okay, so let's go over. 29.20.
Oh, 25.
All right, what did you say on NVIDIA?
So NVIDIA has done this. It broke VWAP, got up here, never got to that 268, but 266, like 60 or 70, then lower high off VWAP here, 266, like 40 or so, wick top and then flush, and then another potentially lower high with the markets all like rolling over. And then this is another stock where you go to the higher. I just got in under VWAP. Like you guys.
But you're not coming on the show.
Okay, so there's like kind of a dirty trend line. So take the short into it there. If you go over to NVIDIA and want to look at what's possibly happening on the stock from a higher time frame, double top at 275, lower high, kind of trending into the downside. Hey, I drew a trend line on my 3 and it's there in my 15-minute chart. Not that it's useful on my 15-minute, but again, NVIDIA's strong move, kind of a red day today, maybe starting a bit of a pullback. So I kind of like the notion if the market rolls over, NVIDIA makes some sense to me, and I have what looks like a decent risk to reward. I didn't get anything up here in the 30 range because I think the outs got to be up at like 50s or 60s. That's where your stop should be, just riding above there. And then the outs are down 65, 75, and then maybe if it gets down in here, breaks the channel down towards 265 even. But NVIDIA had a nice little channel to the downside. Intel at 29, I'd probably take that long off the evens if it got there. But as you said, it's not anywhere close.
That's
I thought it was closer for some reason.
No, I was only going over there because when me and you looked at it before, remember, it was like, it was in there, so I was thinking, okay, maybe it's in there again, but it's not. Okay, so we're going to have to wait there for NVIDIA, as we just mentioned again, to see if that one wants to come through at all. That's NVIDIA. All right, so we'll wait to see. All right, Intel down to 29. Yeah, no play there for me, so we're going to pass on that pretty good. WFC, NVIDIA. What else, man? I can't just keep on.
What else is
I'm not. That's the thing.
There's a lot of Luka.
We were really skeptical of even talking about Luka because we knew this would sort of happen. I do wish
we know he's popular.
I do wish that there would have been a good buy there, but it's that again. It wasn't up to us. So all right, we'll just continue to go on it. So WFC right now making brand new 52-week lows, which pisses me off because it's my only losing name today is WFC. So let's go right over to it right now. We have one losing trade today. It's on WFC. Well, one losing name. We have multiple. There we go. We have multiple losing. Well, we don't have multiple losing trades. We did lose on that one Amazon trade, and now we're going 4-1 on it, so it's all good. But right now, WFC making a brand new 52-week low today, breaking through. You know, the previous 52-week low was 36.50, so we're still under that. Should have. The reason why I bring this up is, again, and I know there's a lot of good talk here about education and trading properly and all of that kind of stuff. The 52-week low was 36.50 for WFC. It made that low, obviously, off the morning here. This is not even the morning. This is back at noon, right there, where we made that low at 11:30 of 35.26. But look where we went right back up to 36.50, which is the 52-week low. We stopped there and then dropped again. So there it is right there, 36.50 made yesterday, dropped down today, which is this. Also coinciding with that level, 36.50 back in June. So there's the 52-week low that was made. We came back, we retested it, and didn't do anything about it. So unfortunately, that is a good move to the downside right there for WFC coming in again. So we're gonna have to wait to see if that comes back up to 36.50. That's gonna be a good short as well. My eyes are still going up because I'm looking at scanners, right? I mean, here we go. I'll drop this down from you. This is what I'm looking at.
We got a super chat though.
We do?
I just want to quickly.
Go ahead. I didn't see
I'll let you do that, but I want to acknowledge Michael Kenyon. Michael Kenyon here. Love the show. Keep it rolling, my dudes.
My dudes.
You're our dude, right there.
Let's go.
You guys, we do this for you guys. It's a lot of fun having a community
I'd like to
we
announce
do.
Neil and I are leaving at the middle of next week.
Where are we going?
We're leaving the show.
What? What are we doing?
Yeah, we have to find some replacements. So if anybody wants,
Okay.
no, we're not going anywhere. Someone said as long as we're not leaving, it's all good. But if you thought Brendan was
That's
leaving,
the graphic we need. Can we use movie clips? Like if we
Yes.
did a clip, if we had a clip graphic of like Leo,
5 seconds. Or
I'm
something.
not leaving.
Yes.
That we can do that. I would love for us to do it. Hit a key and it just does that.
You know, I've asked for help on this numerous times to find out what the legalities are. And I thought it was, 10 seconds for a song? Again, I
keep hearing that, and I don't know if it's actually true. You guys tell us. Are you allowed to play?
No, I don't want anybody to tell. I mean, if someone knows,
I feel like these people, you guys would know.
They would probably know, but
we
need like this needs to be legal. Like there needs to be something in writing that someone can point us to fair usage, which is what, Prad? Yeah, what?
I don't know, but what does that mean?
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. So we know what it's called, but none of us right now.
I don't actually know what it
You think this is our third year on YouTube. I've been asking, so I listen to podcasts all the time, and it's probably different on podcasts.
Whoa, Market's coming up here.
But yeah. What podcasts do is they'll play like a quick little quip of a song. I think that would be hype if we played like an intro song, like Back to the Guys, and then something, I don't know.
I have no issue.
The only beat that I want is Prad's beat, and but
drop it.
so we got to drop.
You want the techno one?
You want to do it?
Okay,
Yeah.
let them hear
so
the
Prad
new.
made a new
let them
beat.
hear the
So
new
now
one.
that it's Friday, later on. Not later on.
Well,
Okay.
we've already said
Let's
it.
do it at
so-
3:30. We'll drop it at 3:30. He's got to prepare it. Prad has a new beat. So he's going to drop that at 2:30 or 3:30. So in 12 minutes, you're going to hear a new beat from Pratt. Is it a new one or is it redone from?
It's new.
Brand new. Okay, because I know the old one came from, got dusted off, played. I still like the old one. So we'll play.
I like the old one too.
The new one has
it's not
some
a beat.
special things in it. So you're gonna like that one. I have a feeling. All right, there it is. We'll go back to 1-to-1 a little bit here. Take some 98s there. We just got that fill, 97s, I guess, on Amazon. As it's coming back, we now only have 15% left of that because we told you we had 25 and we just took out 10 more right there on that play. So a nice little upside move happening now. And I just think AMD probably strengthened to the close. I mean, you're right at VWAP. You're trying to take it out. The NASDAQ is right now blasting to the upside right there. So it's a nice little upside move for the NASDAQ. So bye-bye right now. Nice upside move for the NASDAQ happening. Just taking out the day's high on the NQs.
At least I put a bid on Intel. I just got stopped on NVIDIA, so that's breaking the channel to the upside. Maybe that could be a long, but Intel should have been a long off that 29. It's actually a pretty decent one. I don't know what happened over there. I don't actually see all my data, but NVIDIA was just in it. And you're going to see my trend line go. See, like the trend line stays
9 cents
on
a
the
song.
15-minute, but then when I draw it here, then gone. But it broke I'm now out. This looks like it could be working into the long. In 10 minutes, we're going to get the early look on the imbalances. I'm not sure if it'll be a buy or sell. Maybe it matters, maybe it doesn't. But it does feel like we are getting a little bit of a reverse. I'm not completely committed to it yet because when I look at the NASDAQ, here's two things. Like one, when you look at the NASDAQ, okay, the NASDAQ's trending pretty decently to the upside. Pretty good, and it's got some room to rally maybe. But the ES is like right at that 4,000 mark. It's like if we reject 4,000, do you really want to be forcing the longs into, there's a flicker there, into this 4,000, which still hasn't even been breached? Like this looks like a lot of overhead resistance. So I'm going to be a little bit patient here. There's only 40 minutes to go. I've already given back some of the day, which I told myself on Fridays you really hate doing it because often you don't get a break of the range. So let's see what happens. If we actually carry through 4,000, that'll be interesting to me. The NASDAQ definitely stronger. So if you are looking for longs, you probably want to be in a tech name. And I never got more shares of Meta. Meta never, there you go. Meta never really gave those fills down around 205, and there it goes, jamming back to the upside. I'm looking for 0645, but unfortunately was unable to add. The only add back in was back into 205. Out of everything from that original long in the midday. We're at 1 o'clock when I got into it. So, yeah, we'll have to ride with this. Hopefully we can catch a refill. I think Meta's relatively strong anyway, so it should be good.
Yeah, shout out to my aunt here today because apparently right now Aunt Kathy has gone out there and is starting to buy a few things right there. So I just
starting to buy.
I just tweeted it out. Yeah, starting to buy a little bit there.
I shouldn't have.
My hold on a second here. Auntie Kathy right now. I thought I just tweeted it out. Maybe I didn't. Anyways, ARK put out some money here today for Coinbase and for Square. So she's in there buying up all of them names here
I can
today.
understand one of those a lot.
What, Square?
Well,
Which one?
If you believe in the thesis of a
right
company like Block, then when a short seller comes out with a report on it, if you think it's fugazi, you should be a buyer, right?
Yes,
like, that makes sense to me.
Good
Now,
point.
Coin, it's different. Like, she just buys every dip on Coin. But this makes all the sense in the world. If you're a Square believer, and I don't know that I could classify myself as that, but if I was, I would have for sure been buying it at 58 off of the Hindenburg report because look at what it did. It bounced right off the first support level. How could you not like that if you like the company? Now,
so here's the tweet right here. This is just, I got it from somebody else. So 338,000 shares of Square and a paltry 268,000 shares of Coinbase. I feel like she's trading Fahad's account right there, buying all those shares right there. As my guy is right here trying to trade beside us again. So he's just sitting there.
dropping 20 mil like it's nothing.
Yeah, he's just
dropping. No, that's more than that. The 20 mil on Square, actually.
Yeah. What's your name? Small cap crapper alert halted right now. PHAR. Thanks.
200,000 volume?
Yeah, thanks, Sharif over there. Yeah, nice move to the upside. I wonder if that's a news-based thing. Fahad could probably do it as well, but Sharif will find out to see if there's any news on this one. Huge move up. And if you are in PHAR, it is Farming Group ADS.
Can I just make a clarification? Look at the
farming with a PH.
Look at the daily chart. No, put the daily chart back up.
You're not long at 10, man?
Can you really call that a small cap crapper?
Yes.
Come on, I understand we use that term every now and then, but if the daily chart looks like this, I don't know anything about the company, but you're not calling it a small cap crapper when you can go back 2 years and this has actually been relatively stable and making higher lows and trending up there, Shreve. I have no issues. If you want to call Bed Bath & Beyond a small cap crapper, I'll be with you all day long on that, but that stock actually doesn't look too bad. I'm not saying go long it.
This is a small cap crapper.
It's a small cap stock. It's a super low float. It's on no shares volume. But look at the trend. It's not crap. Look at the trend to the upside. For a year and a half, this has been going up. Like, come on, like Bed Bath & Beyond's crap. Like, it got FDA approval, something. You know, I'm being a stickler because I'm old. Like, look at the chart. It looks good, man. It looks good. I'm not saying go long. The tap is currently going to open flat. 17.10 where it halted. It's saying 17.11 is where it's going to open up. 200,000 in volume makes it very untradeable for a day trader. Spread's probably like a gajillion, and then you have no liquidity in or out. So I don't know if there's much of a trade there, but Yeah, that's actually not that bad. You have to put things into categories. Like when you see a big parabolic move or a halt trade, the first thing I do is look at the daily chart, and it could look like, like it could look like this. And I'm not picking on something. It's the first name that came to my mind. I don't know why it is. Now this doesn't want to load. The Zila chart's so bad it doesn't even want to load here. But it could look like a Zila, or it could look like PHAR. And Zila is very different from, this is a small cap crapper. That's a small cap crapper right there. PHAR is okay.
All right, I'm fixing my scanner like I said I would do yesterday right now. So PHAR just right now opened to relatively no avail. It's just sitting out here right now. Oh, we got stopped out. Oh, Amazon just, the market, okay, sorry about that. I was actually,
4,000 just went up.
I had such a small amount of shares I didn't even notice. Let's just look at this here quickly. I got stopped out of Amazon, by the way. PHAR right there, farming. Yeah, I got it right here. So this is it right now. Just wanted to see what the market cap was right there. Yeah, this is not a small, 11 billion. Right now. So this is an ADS. So it's somewhere else. It's an Amsterdam name, I guess, NV there.
Oh.
So yeah, like I said, it's an ADS. So yeah,
then.
this is much better than a small crap crapper, an actual stock right now. So there must be news on that, up to 1650 right now. And where's the PE? I thought I just put a PE on here. Oh, there's no PE. Okay, so yeah, probably a relatively new name, not making any money, but the market cap changing real time right now. That's PHAR right now. Short float, not available. It's an ADS, so that's probably why. So shout out to Trade Ideas for providing that as well. But yeah, I'm just going to save my layout now on Trade Ideas because I fixed that. So there it is right there. Yep, as my default. Okay, as we go. All right, let's go here for Amazon. Yeah, all right. So yeah. Okay, we got taken out right there, and that was even better than where we got in. We got in at 14 and we got out at 21s. So a 7-cent hit on the last 25% there to flush us down the toilet. But as I look at it, that's our net, but we will flush ourselves down the toilet right now for the trading that we have on right here because not much has been happening for Amazon today and not really much happening anywhere. AMD made that move again. And look, this would have just been another good short, but I don't know if we want to go short. It went right into that level again for 12 o'clock, 98.20, and then boom, look at that. So we zoom out for you just to show you. Then there's that 98.20 high wick, and there's that move right back down. So probably the same thing's going to happen to all of your names right now, and this is not the right trading environment. It's when you're going to get run on stops like that, how do you put in any real shares? Like we got run on our AMD stop right there. Still, the good thing it was $1.50 in the money, but it just dropped right back down 50 more cents. Same thing there. Runs you up to 98.20, drops down 30 cents now, but we are bouncing back off VWAP. So this is where I'm thinking we should probably take along into that 50 period. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try this. The NASDAQ is trying to break out a little bit. We'll buy some 85s here against a 75. Let's see if we can go 1-to-1, 2-to-1 or so on this trade, but we're going to try to buy this FRC against this 50 period. May drop out, but let's have some fun here on AMD. This is not a big trade. Let's try to make back what we lost on Amazon. Give it down here to 75, right into this area. If it breaks, it breaks, but we're long right now at 84.
I just saw in the chat someone mentioning, I want to say Mr. Softy because Bigfoot mentioned that, but in the chat, Bigfoot mentioned it.
I like Mr. Softy today.
But Mr. Softy could be interesting. $12 just broke, flat bottom breakdown on FRC. It's really not, the volume is only okay. Like it's not capitulating through that level, so I wouldn't necessarily immediately jump into it. It's just a tiny volume spike. You want to see it really fail through a price like that. That hasn't happened yet, but it's on my radar. Maybe if it presses back up and starts rolling over, the volume picks up and it gets more interesting. But yeah, this should be on my radar. It's just not that sexy of a break right now. Meta, I might trail Meta because we're at that 4,000 mark on the ES. I don't think if I get 05s, I probably don't want them anymore. But we're at that 4,000. We've already wicked above it once and kind of didn't follow through. So if we end up breaking back down from here, I don't want Meta coming all the way back into my entry price. But Microsoft was what was just mentioned by Bigfoot. I don't like it's a lot of fun. 280. Yeah, I mean 280. I'm trying to zoom back far enough so you can see that's too far. Double top here just above that 280 mark. It already broke this level. Just to point out on the week here, there is room, like 281's the actual high, so just kind of keep that in mind if you're shorting this level right now, that the real top is 281. I did this the other day, or a couple of weeks ago on NVIDIA, where I shorted the wrong level in the afternoon, and then when it got to the actual high, it's like, well, that's the actual trade. Like, it finally got there, and I had already lost for like no reason. So to me, it has to get closer to 81. That's the real fill. It's too strong. Like, it's up on the day, trending up. Let it get to that level. Don't fight it. Like, if you like the short, wait for it to get to the resistance.
Fight the Fed. Okay, so we're long at 84. We just took out a 97 right there on AMD. So good trade there. We make, like I said, we lost 7 cents on Amazon. Thank you so much again right there for 11 back on AMD. And again, that's just a quick 1-to-1 off the 50 period. I mean, it's why we're drawing these lines. I'll just take another out right here at 98. Let's do that. Thank you very much. 97, sorry, we got there. I was waiting for a little bit higher. So we're actually out of half now. I don't, honestly, guys, it's 3:30. We're just going to keep doing scalping over and over again here if we can, and trying to hold. Now we have half. Let's hold it back. If this takes us out, it'll be a flat trade. I know it sucks, but I like this, man. I like AMD. We've seen it make some huge runs here into the close. I'm going to go check out Financial Juice for everybody right here. Just, you got it.
Wow,
what was that?
Fast.
350. You know you have access to our internal work chat. 350 to sell from Sharif over there, because I don't see it in the chat, right? So I'm like, I'm not going to bother the guy. But thank you, Sharif, for that. Sharif's on top of it, so I want to thank him for filling in for Brendo pretty much all this week. Well, Brendo was here, what, Monday, Tuesday? Yeah, I think so. So get well.
Briefly this morning.
Look, I know Brendan. I mean, I know, if he's feeling well, he'll be back on Monday. So that's why he's resting up, and wasn't today until you heard his voice.
No, he's a trooper.
Exactly.
If you're wondering where he is, Brendan came in this morning, and when you're sick, he must have wake up, have a good night's sleep. He comes in, he's doing the watch list, and we get in about the same time. And then I'm like, "How are you feeling?" And then he answers me, and I'm like, "Dude, you sound horrible. You're not well enough to be in here." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm actually not feeling that well." And then Sharif came in, we talked him into taking a break, quite frankly, because he just wanted to be here all day. What's going on my? You guys hearing this?
You know what this is. This is Prad's beat. So everyone, quiet. There's like a fire alarm. Okay, starting to go.
The market likes it.
Need some ecstasy or something.
I want like a glow stick or something.
Oh, shit.
It's like rave music or something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
That sounds like rave music. We ended up at a rave at my bachelor party, and we went from a supper club, and there was we had this dude who was doing one of those VIP whatever, and they organized the night for you. And so we're like, what can we do?
Was that a rave?
That's where we ended up. And it's there's nothing else.
Okay,
there was nothing else open after we left the club. So he's like, well, I know of this place. And we're all in like actual blazers and everything, because we're at a damn supper club. And then we end up at this spot, and it's we go in there, and they're not serving any alcohol. Because I had no idea.
I had to carry one of our friends home. Do you remember
we had
that?
to carry that guy home. Nobody got roofied.
Did he?
No, he got roofied. I saw that there was a dude. No, I'm pretty legit. He got roofied. There was a dude who was hanging around.
And he was
drinking our booze.
Dude got roofied?
But he was drinking our booze, and so my boy, he basically told him, what are you doing here? He told him off and got him to go away. And so the story is that this guy is a dude trying to roofie somebody, and so he roofied our boy because he kicked him out. He kicked him away from our table. So I think he legitimately got roofied. I saw the guy the next day, man. He was messed up for the full
next day. I was literally, it was your bachelor party.
He couldn't go to dinner.
The guy was the same weight as me. I was trying to carry this guy around the whole streets of Montreal.
And I know him. He can handle his booze, man. I'm just saying.
All right.
Anyways,
Meanwhile,
I'm about to get out of meta because it's coming back down.
And we're at the highest we've been at all day. So whatever, man. We're used to this, but it's a nice play right there for AMD. We just got a 79 and out a 90 right there. So again, it's not like it's huge trading, but we have a very small piece left. It's 333. That number came, I don't even remember what it was, 350 to buy or sell? Sell. Okay, so 350, remember the number, not the direction. It's a sell. So let's watch out right now on that. I mean, I want that fire beat back on.
First of all, everyone
so
asking,
I'm ready.
There's a 0% chance I could rap on that beat. That is not a rap. Like, what? What would you do? What would you do?
Yeah,
a couple of things. I'm out of meta.
I'm like,
I just covered my meta trade. It rolled over at look. If it broke the high, I'd be still in it. But it looks like with the market possibly failing 4,000 and it's 330, not much of an imbalance. End of the week here. I'm just gonna get out of it. If we get another chance to trade off the 205, fair enough. But it has to set up. Like I thought it might carry through, and I was gonna give it a chance to go higher, but. I think this one's going to be done. FRC is still looking like it might. Yeah, now it's starting to accelerate. Okay, now I want FRC shorts. Like I didn't like it before, but it's starting to pick up some steam beneath that 12 hours. So I'm glad you guys pointed that one out. You can see, there we go. I actually got some 95s. And let's see what else is out there. I liked NVIDIA before, but you guys saw me get stopped on NVIDIA. Just like if the market fails here, like there's some trades out there. NVIDIA, that's an okay level. 268.5 is a better level. I might prefer FRC going into the close. It's finally showing some actual volume and gumption or whatever, volatility and velocity beneath that 12. So I'm going to get in that short. Maybe I should have gone into NVIDIA just now. I just talked myself out of 267.5. If we fail 4,000 on the ES, like it should be an interesting short level here. Yeah, maybe I should just take a shot at NVIDIA, this 267.5, risking about 30 pennies.
We're almost stopped out here of our last little bit of AMD as we go. It's just too funny, man. The things that are happening here, like Fahad's trying to learn how to trade. Sharif's over here. Rune's got on his headphones.
What's going on over there?
I don't even know. I mean, this is Friday right now. This is why I'm talking about it. Like, I mean,
it's always,
I ain't going to no club. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what movie to watch with my kids. Like last week, Date night was last week, man. Follow me on my Instagram, whatever. We went to see Cocaine Bear on Saturday, which was hilarious. It's just so bad. It's such a bad movie, but it's just like a bear like on cocaine, like it's just so stupid. But that was a lot of fun. And then we saw Hamilton and went out to a really great dinner on Friday night as well. And then hung out with some friends. So it was like a great night last weekend, and my parents took the kids. So tonight I think is going to be like movie night and chill out because we have some big games happening this weekend. So I need my fix. So that's
you got to watch some. I'm going to watch some college basketball tonight. That's the extent of my excitement. We'll see how Alabama plays today. They're a 1 seed.
Yeah, Alabama and Houston, the only 2 1 seeds left. They're both rolling, so that should be fun tonight. As if you guys are into it, and good luck to everybody in the pool. We'll address that maybe I guess on Monday as we go.
This is the best.
What happened?
Steve G just messaged. He goes, the big activity at my bachelor party was playing Duck Hunt. The 80s were a weird time. I remember Duck Hunt. I remember Duck Hunt well. You know what, man? Like,
I think
you do
Duck Hunt's
whatever.
pretty legit.
By the way, that story about my bachelor, that was a while. Like that's a while ago, obviously. Like it was not recent. We don't go to clubs anymore. We old. That's how we roll.
I still go to clubs. I mean, I haven't gone in a long time. I would still go.
It's not that I wouldn't go to a club. It's just that it's not really much of a thing for me. It's just, I don't know. Like you get past a certain point, it's like I would go if it was a thing. We were in Miami a few years back. I forget how long ago that was. And we were at a buddy's bachelor party, and we had a chance to go to Live, and we didn't do it. And I was like, that was the dumbest thing of all time because it seemed like it would have been a fun night. But yeah, I would have done that because that's a big deal. But
no, bachelor party at Live, no, would not have been a good time.
And the dudes that were like, nah, man, let's not do that. Who says no to
what is
going
Duck
to
Hunt?
Live? Seriously.
Okay, so here we go. Here goes AMD again, guys. Bang again. Like I don't know. It's just what's been happening right now. I mean, the money's coming in again. We're flowing. We're really super happy with everything. There goes AMD again. Bang for AMD, and we're just barbecuing up some profit. Shout out to my guy at home. Get better a little bit there. Boom, boom, boom. AMD, thank you. Come again on that one. We just reloaded 80s and out O's again. So we're almost flat on AMD. I wish there was more to talk about right now, but the market is breaking higher. So I think Microsoft is a name that we've. Ooh.
Did that take the high?
Yeah, did it take the high? Microsoft's been on one right now for the last hour, yeah, I guess. Last hour, last 20 minutes. As we head into 4 o'clock, this is that 280 level, guys, that we saw. We saw this Microsoft 280 level. This is the one that I punched. Never forget, right there. I punched this level back on Yellen Day, the Fed right there. No, that's 280. No, that's 280. No, it wasn't that level. Where is Fed Day? It bounced off. Yeah, it must have been there. That's 281. Where's 280?
Oh, Micron.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, I punched long 280. I'll have to go back and find the date. It was the 22nd. So must have been in here. What time is that? Yeah, 2 o'clock. So right in there, then it faded out. We lost on it, went back up, and then this sort of happened. No, so we did punch that level, 280. So yeah, we punched 280 long, went up, and then it fell down, and that's where we lost, trying to defend some of this 275 levels. Right, so it was good until it wasn't, that 280 level. So I like this for Microsoft. Came right back into 280. We've already broken it again. So what I must be thinking about is 281. That's the level that we're really looking for on Microsoft. Yeah, 281. So we've hit 280 before. We're actually right there today. So, all right, so it's not as key as I thought, but 280 for Microsoft, a good little level. We just bounced off that, so watch out. And that's why, man, now I have 10% left. Look why we take profit. Go down. Like, at this point, you can break. It's fine. AMD is my #1 stock today. We're almost out of it all. Look at this. This is why you got to scalp, man. There's not much happening. You might think that's 80s out O's. So there it is right there. Oh my God. Okay, so we'll just watch out right there. NES is a good one now. Cocaine Bear's going to win an Oscar? Yeah, maybe. All right.
Oh, come on. What are we talking about here?
I don't know.
Seriously, but a couple of things. It is 340. I'm going to get out of SI because it's not really. It's got a bid at $1.70, which is really good for it. But also there's 20 minutes left. So I know FRC be nicer if it was like 75s or 80s. However, now every 5 minutes, if it hasn't moved every 5 minutes, I got to consider taking something out. If it does flush, great. I got my bids down here. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to get some more out. I just heard Sharif.
Same number.
Once again, it's the same 357 to buy. He doesn't want to write it in the chat. He wants to yell it to us, which is absolutely fine. You can yell it to us. I got no issues with that. Whatever. But SI, it's right back to the low. The reason I said 170 will just get out. It bounced off 170, went to 80. I'm just holding the final piece of it. This is one of those situations where if you employ a certain strategy, it just got out there. If you employ a certain strategy, you have to understand that if your strategy is to short the first pop into a level and you're just sitting on an offer instead of waiting to get there, you will get run over from time to time. The alternative to doing it is waiting for the pop and trying to get in. However, with Bed Bath & Beyond, often we would miss the trade because by the time it made the move up and it's short sell restricted, you actually couldn't get the fill on the way down. So if you get that FOMO, the other side of it is there's no such thing as a free lunch. If you throw the orders out there to get picked up on the way up instead of getting it on the way down, well, if it just rips, you're going to get run over. So always make a decision. Am I willing to risk that on the orders I'm throwing out into the market if it's far away from the price? And if the answer is no, then don't put them out there. Wait for it to get there and make a decision. And if you're willing to miss the trade, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm saying that because obviously I got run over on SI. Made some of it back, but not all. Probably about 70% of what I lost on the initial trade there. So it's okay, but it could have been a heck of a lot better if I just waited a little bit.
All right. I just want to say, yeah, I like to see Will Smith slap a cocaine bear. And so maybe that might be fun if that comes up on the Oscar. Thanks for someone.
That meme has to already exist.
In the chat right there. I just want to, look, guys, 5,000 watching, 747 likes. Let's get that like count up a little bit right now. I think we've had a great show. Hit it for Arun. Hit it. He's gone now. He's here, but he won't be back next week unless there's something happens.
If we get to 1,000 likes, he has to share the bread with us.
Right now, we'll get to 1,000 likes in 5 seconds. Here on now that we've he has his headphones on. He's zoned out right now. But we'll wait on that one for the like button. Please hit it, guys. Let's get up to 1,000 today if possible. AMD just went for a run again, but I'm just waiting, willing to obviously lose on this one if we have to on that last piece. I mean, this will be far from a loser. We're already out of everything. We only have 10% left, waiting for that little drop down there. If it breaks it, it breaks it. But if this is going to be a buy imbalance, let's wait to see where we go with it. Right here, the imbalances right now, and I'm just going to get out ARCA. We always do this and get it out. There it is. So now it's gone, and we'll just wait. These are all from 9:30 when they happen. GBNH. That halted, I guess. So we can check out what's that name doing.
That was from earlier today.
This is good. This is going right now. Let's see GBNH right now. A nice move to the down. Yeah, it was from earlier today. But there's the halt right there at 315, just like it said there on the imbalance locator. Nice move to the downside right here. 90 cents coming through, breaking back down below $1. GBNH. Wow, yeah, nice move down. This is probably a small cap crapper.
That's a small
down
cap
to the downside right now. 60 cents yesterday. Today $1.40. Right into this. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can show this to you a little bit better on this side of things. Look, sometimes trading is difficult for sure. It's trading difficult all the time. But look where this stop is. 150. Look where this was, 150. So yeah, nice little move for this GBNH. But if you didn't get out, if you went long somewhere, maybe on a dollar break or something, you did have to zoom out here to go back to find that. So right there, GBNH coming into play again at $1.50, thanks to the halt locator for that one.
So just a quick little update. GBNH, I do remember that because someone asked us about that this morning when it was halting. But a quick update, another spike here. This is why you get some out. Was able to get half of FRC out. Got to 1180, not 180. If it was at 180, that'd be crazy. But it just came right back up and filled me at 99s. Puts my price at 97.5 from before. So let's see. It's getting late in the day, so I might not have too many other trades in here. This was breaking down, but that's a pretty violent refill when it came in. I was sitting on the offer, we were getting out at the bottom, and the next thing you know, it was like, boom, there's some 99s for you. So I'm probably going to have a relatively tight stop. It was 15 minutes left anyways. There's a time stop on this trade, let alone anything else. So I might just need to grab out of this. NVIDIA's not doing anything. Meta's not really doing a heck of a lot. I'm just getting out. This stock is now, I think it's squeezing to the upside. So that 12 break that just happened, like you get a bit of a wipeout bottom, it goes 12 to 1180, and then now it's trying to break back above 12. And the context of the move is this is how bad the stock is down. So you got to be careful because when it does put a reversal in, like it can go 40, 50 cents, no problem, right? Like the 12 break got 15 pennies, depending on where you got into it. And it's already retraced that. So you don't want to lose 30 cents on the way back in. You want to try to lose less than that. So I'm going to stay away from that. There's probably too much risk of, at the end of the week, some shorts covering and some buying winning out on this. Doesn't mean there couldn't be like a big cap trade going into the imbalances. I want to check to see what Meta's doing. Yeah, see, Meta, it was a good out. But Meta's not doing anything. It was the right place to get out. There's no reason to get back in. The long was good, but you had to pick your spots. The only entries to long were here. Didn't get this. That was a long entry. Should have had it. The long entry here. Missed out on the 205. So was able to get, I'd say, 2 of the 4 entries into the long on Meta. And now I just don't want to touch it. Maybe the imbalances will give me a trade there.
All right, so thank you so much for the super chat right here. I really appreciate that. Boba plays $2 for Boba Baba. So let's look at Alibaba right now. The Chinese ADRs have been pretty strong.
That was money today.
As opposed to being weak, yeah. So here's Alibaba. Again, great longs right into that level again right there for Alibaba. Right back into some previous support. Should have been buying this up at $85.50. It's a great move back up to the upside here. $86, $87 for Alibaba. On the daily chart, though, yeah, man, we're still pretty weak. I mean, this has fallen down a lot here for Alibaba, so we're going to have to wait to see what happens with it. But I like to buy off 80 until it breaks a lot lower. So for me right now, I mean, there's not much to check here. Bad wick. There's not much to check here into the close, but that's a good bottom. I think we'll be buying this on Monday. If Alibaba comes back into 85.50, 85.60, not only was that the bottom of the day yesterday on this dip, but then we also hovered around there all morning before doing this. So I would say watch out for 88 top. It was the top there, and it was again. But for now, I think you got a clear opportunity to buy this name. Off this 80 bottom, back upside. I don't mind Alibaba. Thank you for the super chat there.
You mean the 80 bottom on the daily? But
the daily chart. If you're long and you're swing trading it, I'd hold it for 80. That's all.
But the Alibaba for the last 2 days, and I did trade Baba today. Whoa, yeah, that wick you're talking about. The last couple of days, 88 top, but this was the 87 lower high. And I think we were talking about this when we left the morning show. I did have it, went to 87, but then it bounced off 85.50 here, and this was violent. When it got to this bottom, it immediately it just jammed to the upside to 86. That was a quick 40-cent move, and it's a 15-minute candle, but it was actually a quick rise to the upside. I trailed out of it, but the 87 short was actually very, very good earlier on. Was able to get that one, and again, just supply and resistance zones. It closed, ran to the aftermarket, this 86.5 area. It was doing over-unders here at 86.5 to about 86.80. Take the fill over, get the 80s, give it to 87, play it to the first support, play it to the second support. Probably was a long off that was just as good. If it wasn't 350, that's a short all day. This is wick top to the same area, short it right here at 86.80, but there's only 10 minutes to go. So I'm not gonna, that's not a trade or a style of trade you put on at this time of day, unless you're really just going to try and make the 20 or 30 cents. Because as a Chinese ADR, it literally might not even move more than 10 cents for the rest of the day. But this is a good one. I think we should be watching some BOVE next week. Don't we get tired of speaking? Literally speaking for 8 hours is huge. Well, 3 things. A, we don't speak for 8 hours. We take a break in the midday show. B, I enjoy speaking. I can ramble a lot. I'm either really quiet or ramble too much. And C, it's easy when you're next to Sean. That's all I got to say.
I hate speaking.
Sean loves to talk. Sean, like, so.
Well, it's because we got a good team going. That's the whole point,
Well,
right?
so
That's why we ain't going nowhere.
But people don't know this. Well, some of you guys will know this, but like Sean and I, we've both been trading a long time. We had our own floor together, so we've sat in the same row trading for a while. Like, you know, like I remember Sean's dog chewing up cords that probably should have been tied up a little bit better on our trading floor,
Randy.
if we're honest about it. But some of them were on the ground, and Guido would
balance time.
He'd come in and eat them up. Oh, and balances.
Yeah, we won't bring our dog around here. I mean, if she starts eating these wires, it'll be a little different situation. All right, it's Alibaba. Let's see what happens right now. It is the imbalances right now. It's 350.04. Let's just see what good right now. Oh, there's your Intel with a sell, but it's already not doing anything. It's kind of just hovering around this area, 29.30. There's Apple with a sell. That can send the market to the downside. Let me zoom in a little bit here to see if there's any reaction. So Apple, no reaction. Oops, I just saw Google there. I tried to click on it. This is Goog, not Google, the one that I trade, so the prices might be a little bit different. Nope, nothing happened there. AT&T, so the thing is that's a big order, 3 million shares, but AT&T has so many dark pools and doesn't really move around that much, so I can see that not moving, and that isn't what's happening. What was that?
Whoa.
Okay, so 2.4 billion to sell in our ear there. I don't see any buys, so that makes sense. Met is a buy there, MetLife, Intel, Ford, WFC has a sell, but going up. Market saying hold, like, come on. I think we've done a great job. I don't know if we had 1,000 likes yet. Thank you for all that. Yes. We just are at 1K likes, so I'll go awesome on that one. Thanks to everybody for the 1K likes. Let's hit the siren again right now. We will have Prad's beat soon on the show one more time because, you know, we just hit that like total. So, I mean, you know, everyone needs that to come through. I'll keep this on my screen, not much happening. Our AMD did slip out there. Basically for flat trade. I mean, sure, it is a loser of 10 cents, but we did talk about that, so let's move off of it for now. And yeah, all the same, man, if it's anything to you guys, have a great weekend. I think it's been a lot of fun here this week. Get better soon. Brendo, get better, everybody.
He'll be fine.
That's not feeling well. I know some of us are under the weather as well, but it'll be a good one, and Brendan will be fine.
Yeah, and yeah, we'll do that. I just see someone just asked if we can play that beat for the closing bell. Sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, we'll play that beat.
Fine.
7 cents a play?
Fine.
Sounds like a good deal to me. 7 cents?
Hold on a second.
No, I have a change thing right here.
Do you?
I do.
I have change in my pot. All right.
What's in here?
Try to get ready to play it twice.
My poppy's in here, and I have change.
Yeah, I owe you 14 cents. Okay, here we go. All right. Was that U.S.? Okay, here's 20 cents Canadian.
Boom.
There we go. There's 2 dimes. Let's hear it, Prad. I want to hear it now. You come collect your payment whenever you want. We're going to play this beat in just a couple seconds.
Pay that man
and have
his
some
money.
fun into the close right now. So yeah, elevator going up for sure right now from Prad. So we'll get that beat in a second and play that for you. But not much happening in the market, honestly. If there was more, we would be here with you and to talk about it. I don't see that much. If there's any symbols quickly that you guys want, that's all good.
With this, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of change here, look.
You actually get coffee from Tim Hortons, so you can
there we go.
Put in like the donation box or something.
Yeah, that's okay.
I used to have this when we would
Anybody
do,
know what these are called in Canada?
They know.
You are Canadian, dude. Prad yells it out.
We know
okay.
you know, Prad.
Yeah, we know you know. I'm glad Prad knows the currency that we're using around here, so that would be really, really great. So if anybody knows, yeah, okay, some people know. It's pretty easy. There's a lot of Canadians in the chat.
Of course there is.
Right? We are so creative that you are right. This is called a loonie. So guess what the $2 one is called? A toonie. Pretty smart around here.
This is a U.S. nickel, actually, in here.
Don't give that to Prad. That's worth like 5.5 cents.
I know.
Yeah, toonie and loonies. I know we're so damn creative, but we've got pretty good looking money, if I might say so myself. Although I like the greenback too. I mean the greenback. I mean just all straight green.
Money be
Benjamin's
green.
on there.
That's like one of my favorite lines from The
I
Wire.
thought I paid you for this beat.
Money be green. Does it look like money? Does it smell like money? Does it feel like money? Money be green. That's from, well, if you know D'Angelo, he's a sad character in The Wire, but it's one of his better lines.
Yeah, I don't know that line.
And in the line he delivered, you know who he delivered it to? It was to Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Michael B. Jordan. He may be famous now.
He was in The Wire?
But he was one of my favorite characters as well from The Wire. He was legit, man. He was legit.
Does look like money? Money be green.
Money be green.
Yes, sir.
Because basically some crackheads.
Why am I
ripped
not
them
getting
off.
that beat? Did the price go
Super
up?
chat.
Such a great week with y'all. Thank you so much, Palmetto Nick right there. Shout out to Palmetto Nick. Shout out. Mo Money, Mo Problems, one of my favorite songs. Man, when that was in the club, that was the double fister. That's my club time, man. Mo Money, Mo Problems. Right there, little Puff Daddy.
Who's
Mace.
hot, who's not?
Because Mace got the ladies. Yeah. Who drives Mercedes?
Yeah,
Puff
yeah.
drives Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mace.
He
He cursed too much. Ooh, could I drop Mace?
No, but then Mace found the Lord.
He did.
near the end of his
He's
career.
Pastor Mason Betha now. Pastor Mason Betha. I think that's you guys. You probably
Well, that's
don't know
great,
if I'm
man. Great for
right or
Mace.
wrong about that. Sorry, I was just checking out some of the imbalances that were there. Like the AT&T was a couple of million shares, and it's stuck around at 355 right now. My head's in the way, so I can do that. That's AT&T. So I just thought maybe there was something happening on the stock, but not really. So kind of a nothing burger for the imbalances. Although the market is not a nothing burger, pulling back in here. That sell imbalance was probably worth a little bit of a look to the short. It just couldn't find any individual names. This is the Qs kind of reversing at the end of the day. Yep, we're going to end red potentially. The NASDAQ just went back into the red on the the NASDAQ futures in the red, but basically flat on the Qs. I'm not seeing a ton of follow through. Upward trend still going to be there. Under 4 minutes to go. I seriously doubt that I put anything on here. I was just looking around to see if there was any imbalance trade. I know FRC stopped me. Where'd it go? Yeah, it was the right out. That was the right out. Didn't want to hold on to it, but it is now reversing off of VWAP. But once something like that happens, like if you short a flat bottom break, and it gives you that wick bottom, and you kind of take that fill, and it looks really bad when you get it, just get out. Because it didn't look good when I got the fill. I was like, whoa, that was fast. And then all of a sudden, it's like, just get the heck out of Dodge. You got to be able to feel it out. Like, you can like the short, but you have to really like it when it does that to you. You just get out of Dodge. And then move on to the next trade. Like the flat bottom break is fantastic, but it also leads to sometimes being trapped at the bottom, which is not a good feeling. Trust me, a lot of your worst losers are long at the top and short at the bottom. They can be great when they follow through, but man, are they ugly when you're wrong. So try to limit the risk on those to the best of your ability.
I'm still waiting for that beat.
I think they're putting it on.
Oh, they're putting it at 4 o'clock.
At 4 o'clock.
All right. That's fine. All right, so we'll wait for that one coming through here. Yeah, just such a good week again here today. If you just want to look at a little bit more of a broader look here on the market itself, I mean, the NASDAQ, just for the week, though this is a 5-minute chart, what? This should be a 30-minute, I think. Oh, that's funny. I changed that earlier and never looked back at it. Okay, so, big week for the NASDAQ, obviously coming back through, landing at 12,600, finding a bottom there, making the top at 13,000, and then literally, not literally, but close enough to in the middle right now. So we did have some nice highs, but look where those highs were made, but not held. So that's the one thing up here. I think it's going to be really interesting next week when we approach that 13,000 again. I'd love to see us above that on Monday. If that can come through, that would be great, but we'll see. So that's 13,000 right there. Hopefully we can crack that on Monday. But this is more what I'm interested in, this 12,600. We really defended this area and kind of held it pretty well. We dipped below, we wicked down to 12,550 there, made a nice move back. There's that bottom again of 12.7. And then look, all these bottoms were made on little small wicks. So I feel like the volume came in, they tried to push it down, couldn't get it going. And we've already talked about the Fed funds rates. If they are planning on, and I just say they, and I'm talking about the Fed, if they are going to keep that in, and some of the rhetoric there for the Fed is going to be cuts of 100 basis points for 2023, then I think that tech can hold out well in this environment. Obviously this week, it's been a bad week for things like JP Morgan and whatnot. The banks have been in trouble this week, so we'll continue to watch out to see if there's any sort of flow through with that. But for right now, JP Morgan, a nice high side move of 125. We'll be back on the banks next week, guys, but JP Morgan, a nice play. We'll continue to trade that and Wells Fargo.
Yes, sir. Got to be looking at those banks. Just one last thing before we get to close in a second. BBIO just halted volatility to the upside a few minutes ago. So if it's a halt past 350 on the NASDAQ, that's going to mean the opening will be like the closing print. So at 4 o'clock, this will open up and trade in the aftermarket. Just any time a stock halts this late in the day, and that's quite a tremendous move, obviously, for a volatility halt. I didn't really see if anything hit the wire, the news wire for this, but either way, if you're in this for whatever reason, just know that it won't open until 4, so you have to have access to post-market trading, or you can just get liquidity at 4 o'clock with a market on. In this particular case, it'd be like a market on open order at the close, which is kind of ironic, but that's just how it works. CCL should be interesting. I guess we're out of time to talk. We're out of time to talk about.
Sharif.
Someone has to ring the bell. They report Monday morning before the open. CCL
or Fahad can ring it.
This is $10. $10 is going to be a big one if it can crack it. But watch out for that. Fahad's going to be on the bell. I hate CCL because they report at 9:15, which means you don't have a lot of time to be able to figure out and read the report. You basically, the market's opening up by the time you finish it, and you're already trading other things. So, Mr. Fahad, let's drop it.
There we go, man. The man, the myth, the legend himself. It is Fahad on the bell. It is the Palestinian powerhouse. He is getting ready to rock and roll. Look at that. Look at that arm right there. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. Ring that bell. There it is. Yes, sir. With his fresh hair. Not only that, check the beat. We'll see everybody at the club. I have no idea what club. It's probably not a successful club. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Now it's coming in. Now it's there.
Okay, I'm feeling it now, Brad.
Look at the guys in the back, man. They're off to the club. These young guys are getting ready to rock and roll over there. They like it. This is the beat. All right, now it's too much. All right. I still like his old beat.
How much do we owe you for that, Prad? 20 cents? How much
we got a super chat. We got a super chat.
Here you go.
Here's Prad's hand. There you go.
10 cents?
That was a quarter.
Oh, wait, I need another 10 cents.
Here, take a quarter. Take a quarter. There you go. Because there we go. So we just paid him 35 cents and he played it twice.
It was 7 cents.
So we're owed. Yeah, he owes us now. He owes us now. So
no, principle is prices. You said 7 cents, but you can't change the price.
All right. Do we have the board or not, Sharif? All right. Let's throw it to Sharif and figure out how we ended the day.
Robbery right there.
We finished green, guys. We rallied back and we finished near the highs. So the S&P up 0.56%, the Dow lagging 0.2%, the NASDAQ 0.29, and the TSX, materials and banks up 0.36. Brazil, as we saw this morning, up almost 2%. But it was not the day for digital currencies, 1.72 for Bitcoin and Ethereum down 3%. What are your plans this weekend, guys?
I didn't realize it was on the triple pip there. I was
already
looking around here. I was figuring out.
We're talking like I didn't realize we were on camera. But.
Yeah, my plans. Yeah, I told you I'm at a couple rinks this weekend. It should be a lot of fun with the family. It's going to be a good family weekend. Hopefully, see my parents. But yeah, I mean, if I find out what club is playing that, I'm there.
I'll go to that club.
So I might be at a club. I'm going to message Pratt away. Is there a UFC this weekend, Pratt? I know there was. Yeah, no F1. No F1. No F1, okay.
But
I want to just bet max every time.
But my team is done.
In the Final Four.
Look, my bracket's done. But obviously we're going to be able to get. We'll see who's in the Final Four. We're doing that, and you might. All Torontonians or GTA people have gone to Pioneer Village. So we're going.
Wow,
we're taking my daughter. We're going to Pioneer Village.
Pioneer
She's
Village.
into it, so that we're doing that tomorrow, and then hopefully I get to watch a bunch of basketball. That'd be a lot of fun.
Sharif, you tell us what you're doing.
Yeah, no, I'm car shopping, baby. Car shopping and studying. So that's on.
What are you looking at?
I'm gonna have a little segment in the midday show updating everyone about my car shopping. I'm not gonna say. That's the thing.
You're not gonna say?
No, that's part of the thing.
What are you getting?
That's
bro?
part of the thing. No,
Come on,
it's gonna be an SUV midsize, but that's all I'm gonna say.
Midsize SUV. Okay.
Okay.
Any guesses?
No,
yeah.
that's
What's
nice.
that
You
Lambo?
paying
That's
the
not a
bill?
midsize. We'll find out. I don't know. Off the top of my head, Lexus has some nice ones. Mercedes has like that GLK. I think is nice.
Lexus is more like for my pops, like that.
Yeah,
he does drive that. That's kind of.
All right, let's wrap this thing up. It's 4:03, guys. Thank you so much for watching again today. Thanks to Sharif, man. Thanks to Arun for all week. Let's go Sirens up for Arun right now. Thank you so much for filling in all week. Thank you to Max, who wasn't around. Was he Max in today? I don't know. I was like,
He's there.
Zoned out.
And Obi.
Shout out to Obi right here behind on Neil's shoulder there. What's up to Obi? Everybody that helped us out, man. Katrine, Liz, Justin, Fahad, Prad. Bears versus Bulls, and most importantly, thank everybody out there. No matter what you're doing this weekend, make sure you're doing it safe and have a great time. For Trader TV Live, this is Neil, that's Sharif, I'm Sean, and we'll catch everybody at 8:30. Ciao!
Have a great weekend.